We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Matt Jones may take it to the house and the dunk.
You said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Phil Olsen and Matt Jones, produced by Matt Travis.
Hold your roll, hold your roll, hold your roll.
I'm putting my heart up. Let's go, man.
Probably as frustrated as I've been the first half.
Do we believe?
Second half, very happy.
Is vintage Matt Jones.
Hold your roll, hold your roll. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Turn that damn beautiful.
Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
Morning, everybody. How you doing today? I got to say, it is really good when outstanding, hyped up, great events live up to the billing. Doesn't always happen. It's happened on this show, for the last 10 months or so. Matt Jones, Matt Travis, good morning. How are you guys today?
Doing great, Phil.
Yeah.
Hello. I wore my Fisherman Clay hat, and I guess it's just a tribute today.
That's right. Our Tuesday's a little bit different today. Clay Henry won't be alongside. He's got some other stuff in the crock pot dealing with, and so we'll talk with Clay on Thursday. So let me see that hat there, Matt.
Yeah. I don't know which one you got. Did you get the same kind?
No, I got the one that looks like the Grateful Dead logo.
Oh, you got the cool one. Yeah.
Matty, does this mean you are wearing the green Razorback baseball cap?
I'm not even wearing a hat today. I
What?
walked out the house and I completely forgot that I didn't have my hat on.
As far as I'm concerned, a day without a hat on is a day that didn't happen.
Usually Jones and we get in touch to make sure we don't wear the same hat at the same time.
Yeah, first thing I do is text Matty T when I get up.
I know you guys are really good at coordinating your wardrobes, your attitudes, your intelligence, all rolled into one thing.
It's not quite like One Direction, but we're close.
We're heading in a similar direction.
We're in one direction up until 2:00 this afternoon on halftime. And since things are a little bit different than usual, Dudley Dawson joins us, hour number 2, voice of the Razorback, Chuck Barrett, for a couple of segments coming up after we're done here in this opening segment. It is Elimination Tuesday in the College World Series. There are 2 teams that are going home, and we're going to be left with the semifinals once this day is all said and done. And I remember saying it when I opened the show yesterday. If today's games are anything like yesterday, well, I'm gonna be stuck to my couch, watching some really entertaining, tight, nail-biting baseball. And I'm feeling like that really without even having a real dog in this race, although I was really pleased to see LSU drop into the losers bracket yesterday. So you know how I've taken the approach to this College World Series, Matt. I don't want any SEC teams to win. If it's Florida, I'll be okay if it's Florida. But now we're going to see either LSU or Tennessee season come to an end later tonight. And what I'm imagining is going to be a great game, but truthfully, I could potentially see – you haven't had a single blowout in this College World Series, not one. But there is something about the LSU pitching staff that makes me think that the bottom could drop out for them today because they went all in yesterday using Ty Floyd and Thatcher Hurd, but Wake Forest pulls it out with that big hit by Lee Bennett, their catcher, in the bottom of the 8th inning. Bennett also made a great play, fielding a one-hop awkward throw from his third baseman, tagging out Trey Morgan on a play at home plate, and was the unquestioned star of the game yesterday. So one of these teams is going home, Matt, and I can feel pretty happy about that. I think it's going to be LSU that season comes to an end.
It's tough. You know your back's up against the wall, and like you said, you threw your couple aces. You kind of – I mean, you still got other players to step up. That's how I look at it. It's an opportunity for somebody to step up, and you got to go out there and compete. It's what you play for. I mean, they got a chance, and as everybody's been saying that Tennessee's pitching depth is probably the deepest in this tournament that's left. So it's probably advantage Tennessee, like you say.
Well, and we saw that yesterday. We also saw what I think might have been an effect of Quinn Matthews throwing over 150 pitches 6 days before in the Super Regional against A&M, the left-hander for Stanford. He just didn't have the stuff. Didn't quite have the same velocity. Didn't quite have the same bite, and was knocked out after giving up 4 runs and a 4-0 lead. Tennessee coming from behind. I think that the losers bracket, Matt, so often is all about pitching depth. And Arkansas got into the losers bracket last year, losing the 1-0 game to Ole Miss, and it turned out it had nothing to do with pitching depth for the team. It had a matter to do that the extra day of rest for Ole Miss is what mattered, and that's what's going to matter moving forward for a team like Wake Forest. For a team like Florida, that they just get to sit back and wait and let these teams duke it out, play a full 9 innings, maybe more than that, use guys that their season, they have to throw the best that they have available that have some rest. Otherwise, the season's over. So it's like a war of attrition. It is so difficult to make it through the losers bracket, but if there's a team that can pull it off, Tennessee is that team. I think it starts today. Would they beat Wake Forest? I don't know. I think Wake Forest is battle-tested. And that's really the team I'm pulling for more than anything else. I was so happy that the number 1 seed continues to live.
The number 1 and number 2 seeds are still going strong.
It's not usually a chalky sport either, Matt, but that really, those are the 2 teams that have won their first 2 games in Omaha. Florida, Wake Forest. It's probably been a long time since the top 2 seeds won their first 2 games. So, but I actually wasn't watching the entire Wake Forest LSU game. I got home right about the same time that Wake Forest tied the game in the 6th inning. So I showed up right when it was tied and I could have been stuck to the couch for a while last night. I tried my hand for the first time at pickleball.
Nice. I think of it being like a little bit like a racquetball type thing, but or maybe even tennis, but kind of like a volleyball 4 square. I've never played it before. How was it?
It was fun. It's kind of like, I think it felt like a combination of all the racket sports rolled into one. Like you're standing on the ping pong table for one. Squash in the sense that the ball doesn't bounce the way you think it's going to bounce sometimes. It's like a thick, smaller wiffle ball.
Mm-hmm. So you spin it when you hit it.
The pedal of the paddle.
See,
yeah, it's tennis rules.
Is the paddle like the paddle where you had the ball and the string?
No, it's not rounded.
Yeah,
it's in a rectangular shape.
Okay.
And you can do the same thing that you would do with a tennis ball or a racquetball, or you can kind of spin it a certain way and whatnot. But I'll tell you what else. It's like 94 degrees outside with the sun right in your eyes, and it's been a minute since I expended energy quite at that level. So
slept good.
I slept really. I was nervous. I was going to be really sore waking up today because the thing, like I go running and everything, but I'm not used to the stops and the starts. Plus, I don't have tennis shoes. I haven't played tennis or needed shoes like that for a long time. So I wore running shoes, which don't really have that same support.
How do you score it? How many people play it? Is it like you 40 love, or do you go to 21?
It was up to 11, and you got to win by 2.
Can you only score on your serve?
You can only score on your serve. You play with a partner. You and your partner both get a serve on your opportunity to score, and then you kind of go like that.
Okay.
And then there's a line up near the net that you can't cross called the kitchen, and that was the thing that really got in my head. And every serve has to be an underhanded serve. You can't do sidearm. You can't do overhand. It's got to be an underhanded serve. So it's a way to put some spin on that thing.
Seems like it could be like a fun beach game, or a lake game. Go out to the lake. Is it easy to set up a little court? Could you bring
need a tennis court, essentially.
You need a little court, yeah.
Or like some sort of a hard surface beneath you. It can't be played on sand. And I've read about this, too. We grew up going to the mall, meeting all your friends at the mall, going shopping, whatever, eating Sbarros and Great American Cookie and all those things in the food court. But all the malls now are changing, and they're becoming, in some cases, pickleball courts, like large pickleball courts inside malls all across America. And I can't get the thought of Dawn of the Dead with those zombies. You could have a zombie playing pickleball movie. That'd be kind of fun.
Who's your other movie with Woody Harrelson and the girl?
Zombieland.
Zombieland, yeah.
It's a good one too. Anyway, so I feel like a fraud about this because I was all like excited about National Martini Day when I got home. I wasn't planning on pickleball until the afternoon. So when I got home, I'm thinking to myself, because I just wanted to fall out. I just wanted to just not sit on the couch, lie on the couch, and watch the rest of that game. And a martini, as good as they usually are, that felt like the last thing that I really
sweated
wanted
it all out.
moment.
Yeah, you didn't need it. That's good.
Wasn't going to happen yesterday, so I was You know how I felt about martinis on Monday anyway. It's like a weird day for celebrating it.
Lives changed when it's this hot. Like you live a different life when it's this hot than when you're in the fall or the winter time. Like people are just a little more angry. They drive a little bit brasher. It's just it's really, people are just a little shorter fuse when they're going out. People are a little more rude. It's this heat, man, it brings it out of everybody.
And it's not like it's about to start getting cooler anytime
soon. It's going to be ridiculous here. Yeah.
You see some of the temperatures from South Texas, like over 100.
It's going to be 103 here next week. It's ridiculous.
Omaha sometimes can feel really, really hot, but I don't quite think they've got the heat that we're going to be finding in Arkansas for the next couple of.
Do you need free legal advice? Listen to Coffee with Counsel with Kevin Hickey and Brad Hall on the Hit That Line podcast network.
Some judges pretty much don't let the parents even introduce their own evidence. It's just about questioning the witness of the department because the only thing they're looking for is whether probable cause existed to sign that emergency order. Parents feel so deflated after these hearings usually, and it's really hard to explain that this is just the nature of the hearing. It's not the full hearing on the merits.
For more information, go to hickeyandhull.com.
State sales tax paid on every pre-owned vehicle on the lot, now through the end of the month at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. You heard right. State sales tax paid on pre-owned vehicles at Harry Robinson. You'll save hundreds, even thousands, with sales tax paid. This sale does not apply to previously negotiated deals. Don't miss your chance to get your state sales tax paid now through the end of the month on every pre-owned vehicle on the lot. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 at Fort Smith.
Summer is finally here, and with it comes the heat. Don't get caught off guard with a broken AC unit. Upgrade now with Paschal Air Plumbing and Electric to ensure a comfortable and cool summer. Get a new AC system before June 30th, and you'll receive a free duct cleaning or indoor air quality upgrade. That's right, free. That's a value of over $1,000.
Thank you for choosing Paschal Air Plumbing and Electric. We'll take care of everything so you can enjoy a worry-free summer.
Upgrade your AC today and get a free duct cleaning or indoor air quality upgrade. Offer ends June 30th. Schedule now at gopaschal.com.
Watch every Hog game this season at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Your home for half-price apps and taps during every Hog game. With TVs all around the restaurant, you'll have a front row seat for all the action. Half-price appetizers like Joe's Sampler Platter, Ballpark Nachos, 10-layer dip, brisket nachos, and Mexican pizza. And ask about Joe's tailgate packages to make your football experience even better in the comfort of your home. Half-price apps and taps for every Hog game at Joe's Grill and Cantina. 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Every time you pick up your vehicle from JD's River Valley Restoration, it's a great experience. Justin Daniels and his team make sure your vehicle is exactly how you want it. And you're not the only one that noticed. JD's River Valley Restoration has been nominated for the best car wash in the River Valley and the best of the best as well. They're trying to win both, so just go to their Facebook page and help them take home both crowns. JD's River Valley Restoration, making new relationships one vehicle at a time.
The spring allergy and hay fever seasons are here, and Law's Drugstore has what you need to safely take care of you and your family. Law's Drugstore can fill and refill your prescriptions, and they have all of the over-the-counter allergy remedies to provide comfort. Call 452-6116 and ask about vaccine shot appointment for shingles, pneumonia, COVID, and whooping cough. Law's Drugstore, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind the Outback Steakhouse. Law's Drugstore, open 6 days a week to safely care for you and your family.
When it's time for breakfast, Calico County is making it all from scratch. You have the dedicated early morning crew at Calico are cooking up and serving buttermilk pancakes, moist biscuits, rich waffles, country fried potatoes, 3 types of gravy, and of course their famous cinnamon rolls and much more. They serve all of this and a lot more 7 days a week until 11 a.m. Stop in, call ahead, or get it to go. Or just come by and pick up a dozen cinnamon rolls for the office. For breakfast, lunch, dinner, or catering, roll on into Calico County. They're home cooking good. Calico County, just off Rogers Avenue behind Randall Ford.
What does a food truck chef in L.A.,
Order up.
a hip-hop producer from St. Louis,
Check, 1, 2.
and the king of the pickup courts in Philly have in common? They share the same grit, resilience, and passion for what they do. Because the people who share the same spirit share the same beer. Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Find halftime on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Now back to the hosts. Here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
On a Tuesday morning, we get to talk with voice of the Razorbacks, Chuck Barrett, on halftime. Got him for a couple of segments. Chuck, good morning. How are you?
Gentlemen, I'm doing fine. Hope you are too.
Chuck, what's up, man?
The living legend, Matt Jones.
Oh.
The one and only.
Whatever.
Yeah. There's a few other guys with the name, but there's really only one of him. How much of the College World Series you watching, Chuck? I can't pull away from it, and sometimes I get bitter when Arkansas doesn't make it and I don't want to watch, but I can't pull my eyes off these games. They've been so entertaining.
I've watched it. I watch it every year, whether Arkansas is there or not. I enjoy college baseball, and I got to say, every time I look at that ballpark, I wish I was there, even whether the Razorbacks were there or not. I just wish I was there, and kind of felt that watching that game last night. That was a great game last night. That pick that catcher made was a major league play, and that was a great game. And Tennessee and LSU will be good tonight, and ORU and TCU will be good this afternoon. So. They're, I like the fact that they started it on Friday again. They've kind of moved it back. They're, I guess, going to start the championship series Saturday night. And I'm sure in their heart of hearts they hope it ends Sunday night. But I kind of like that. I don't. I like an accelerated schedule.
Well, heck, I mean, you could be there for 2 weeks. So I like Omaha. I love the event, but 2 weeks is still a really long time.
Yeah, I mean it's way too much, and I'm glad that they've done it. And you always have to figure some rainouts up there, and a lot of times you do get pushed back a day. That's happened before, happened to us. So, that's always part of it too. But I like the fact that they're going to try to do this in 10 or 11 days max.
I've seen where there are some Razorback fans that are there just because, when you go once, you kind of feel a pull back to that event. This event stands out from, I guess, a lot of the others in college sports that decide championships. And maybe I should separate the college football playoff championship, because a lot of people who don't necessarily have a team to root for are going to go because it's a great event. But I don't know. There's something about the College World Series that is just unique to every event in college sports.
Hey, I've been really lucky. I've been to a lot of great events. Matt Jones was involved in some of them, but I've never been to any event, Sugar Bowl, whatever, that I've enjoyed more than the College World Series. It is a unique event. The way the city has embraced it, the way the world basically stops in downtown Omaha for 2 weeks is really a remarkable thing to see, and that's a pretty good city. And, the more times you go up there, the more places you find to go and restaurants to go eat at. And so I've always enjoyed going up there. I've not been in a long time, but I guess 2012 was the last time I was there. So, no, I'm sorry. I went in 18. I was there.
You were in the booth with us for a few minutes in 18.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I was the jinx, I guess, that night.
Oh.
But it is a great event, and I'm glad the people that have gone have gotten to experience it, and I hope others will.
Yeah, hopefully one day I'll be. I told Phil I was going to go this year. If they made it, maybe next year I'll go. Another great event, the U.S. Open, Chuck, last weekend. Did you get to watch any of that?
I saw the back nine Sunday. I had a family wedding over the weekend, and I was preoccupied really from about Thursday on, but really just saw the back nine. That was it on Sunday, which I guess was when it was really good. And Rory just couldn't make a birdie. I felt like if he could get to 10 under and hope for the best, he might have a shot. And turns out 10 under would have gotten him in a playoff. But he played great. He just couldn't make a birdie. And Wyndham Clark held on. And yeah, it was an interesting event. Wasn't anybody there.
It was very corporate feel to it, and you had Ricky and Xander throw out some 62s on day one. I wanted to get your thoughts, Chuck, on what do you think the difference is? Somebody going out there shooting even par. You can't win the tournament on the first day, but you can lose it. But then you shoot 62 on the major, and then you have to sleep on that for a night and then sleep on that again. It's not like they had the lead going into the last day. How do you think that impacts, or how does that weigh on some of these players?
Well, I think you knew it wasn't going to be every day somebody wasn't going to shoot 62. That when those guys shot 62 on the opening day, I think that everyone who's watched the U.S. Open knows that the USGA is going to do something to make sure that doesn't happen again. And it didn't happen again until Sunday when Fleetwood shot a 63. And most of the time you shoot a 63 on the final day of a major, you're right there at the end. But, it wasn't quite that way for him. But the first round scores were low, but it seemed to level out pretty well after that.
Did you feel a pull to find out what was going on or watch when you weren't watching? Because last week, Chuck, we all talked about, the PIF takeover of the PGA, and you had said you're not sure if you'd be interested in watching as much of the events as you have, and I think golf is close to your core. Did you feel that pull while you were at the family wedding?
No, I really didn't. And here's the thing. And, yeah, I watched the back nine. But as I said last week, I won't ever watch it the same way again. Doesn't mean I won't pay attention. This is what we do. And I'm not going to live with my head in the sand when I know that, people that listen to our shows pay attention to it. And I'm not going to get self-righteous about it. But I didn't watch it the same way Sunday, even on the back nine.
I wonder what the ratings are, Chuck. Like the TV ratings, if they're down or up, because there was a little bit of theater, and Ricky Fowler has that Phil Mickelson feel to him, where kind of he's America's golfer. Like people kind of like they want Ricky to do good. It seems like.
I would imagine the numbers will be pretty good. I've not seen them. The fact that it's in prime time, I think probably helped them. So I would think the numbers are reasonably good, but it's here's the thing. And Matt, you know this, and Phil, you do too. When Tiger was winning, or if Rory had won on Sunday, golf courses would be full this week. Yeah. I don't know that the golf course fills up because Wyndham Clark wins the U.S. Open.
Mm-hmm.
And, there's been so much talk about growing the game and what it really means. When I'm going to tell you, when the PGA talks about growing the game, what they mean is they're talking about making more money. They're not talking about golf clubs for underprivileged kids. When you talk about growing the game, though, from a real perspective, that's about public rounds. That's about how many people are playing on public golf courses, how many people are playing on semi-private golf courses. Those people are the backbone of the game. And I don't know. I mean, we'll see as we move through the next year or so. I don't know how many public course players can identify with guys who are guaranteed hundreds of millions of dollars just for showing up. And I don't know if they can identify with a sport that, normally you have 45,000 tickets for a major. They pared it down to 23 at the request of the club, and 14,000 of those went to sponsors and members. You had 9,000 seats or 9,000 tickets go on sale to the general public, all of them just simple grounds tickets. I don't know, but that's a long answer to your question. No, I did not feel a pull to watch, but yes, I felt differently when I did.
Way you describe what the Open was like, it's like the extreme opposite of the Phoenix Open. Isn't that the one where
Phoenix Open's like the Live Golf Tour. They're having a party and doing keg stands on every other hole. Yeah.
And I don't think you should be doing that.
I agree.
But this is the USGA. This is the United States Golf Association, and they do a lot of wonderful things to bring golf to people that might otherwise not be exposed to the game. And for their championship to be that exclusionary and, frankly, to be, staged at such an exclusive and prohibitive place, I just don't know that that's the best look for them.
I'm going to admit this to you guys here, because on Monday I was invited to play in the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame.
Yeah, me too.
Celebrity golf. Okay, so you'll be
going?
Yeah, I told them I'll do it, but I told them, Chuck, I don't want to. I'm a little worried I'll embarrass myself. I'll be honest about this. I've played golf maybe 8 times in my life. I can swing it. I know I can. I've got clubs. I know the rules. I know how to play. I just haven't ever even made the time or found the time. I'm a little nervous about this. How many rounds have you played, Chuck?
In my life?
Yeah, take a guess. Take a guess.
Oh,
because I said I know it's like 8 or 9.
I don't know if it's thousands, but it's hundreds. Hey, let me tell you something. I've played in that tournament. There's going to be all levels of golfers. You're going to walk out there to the practice range, and you're going to see some of those guys, and you're going to think, man, what am I doing here? And then you'll see some guys, and you'll realize that, you're probably not the worst one there. Are you? Is it at Chenal again?
That's right.
Oh, it's a great course, beautiful course, as nice a course as you'll find, and you'll have a good time.
Didn't it just get redesigned? Was it Jack? It came in and not redesigned, but they got some upgrades a little bit. I think
Well,
they changed
I'm
the
not
greens.
Sure.
Yeah, they used to have bent greens.
It's been, I don't know, was it 20 years ago that the Bear Den course opened?
That's so fun. I like the
Robert
Bear Den.
Jones Jr., I think, was the designer of that. Robert Trent Jones Jr. That's where they've played it previously. Was on the Bear Den course. But you'll have a good time, Phil.
Bounders is fun too. They're both good, and that's what I was saying. It's manicured well, and as far as if it's a scramble, you'll be all right. Yeah.
Sure, you don't want to be my ringer that day, Matt. Yeah, I think you're a little better. Stepping in for Phil Elson is.
Yeah, are you going to play, Matt? Are you going to play?
I wasn't invited. I wasn't as cool as you guys.
Are you kidding me?
That's how it goes, man.
Well, hey, I got mine at the last minute, which told me that hey, we don't have enough spots to fill in. So.
And they'll give you some. They usually give you a little swag bag.
Yeah, you have a decent little swag bag. Well, we're gonna fix that. Are you kidding me? The living legend, Matt Jones.
I could send a text in if you're interested, Matt. I mean, you would have to. You might be arm candy again if you're okay.
I'm good at just sitting there and looking pretty.
You're very good at that, as you are doing right now, because I can see what he's doing. All right, we'll break. We got Chuck Barrett still for an upcoming segment. We can take calls, get through some texts as well with Chuck. 877-377-6963 is the number. We'll be right back.
You know, in the end, I'll always be there. And when you're in doubt, and when you're in danger, I'll be there. I'm sorry, but I'm just thinking of the right words to say. I know they don't sound the way I planned them to be. But if you wait around a while, I'll make you fall for me. I promise you.
Have you entered the USA Fireworks Bangin' Giveaway yet? Go to hitthatline.com/USA Fireworks and enter for your chance to win a $2,000 fireworks show.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. Okay, easy now. You're teaching your kid how to parallel park. Ouch! Turns out he likes to do it by feel. Don't worry, eBay Motors has bumpers, trunk lids, license plate holders, and headlights. They've got lots of headlights. When you need parts, get it right the first time with eBay Guaranteed Fit. When you see the check, you know that part's gonna fit. eBay Motors. Let's ride. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
This is halftime.
Up to $10,000 off on premium pre-owned vehicles at Harry Robinson's Saddle-Saw Ford. The biggest savings are right on the front row. The manager specials. Huge variety, great selection, and even bigger savings with up to $10,000 off. Many of these vehicles still have factory warranty remaining, so you can buy with confidence. And bring your trade, because nobody will pay you more than Harry Robinson. Up to $10,000 off on pre-owned vehicles. Harry Robinson's Saddle-Saw Ford. 1 mile south of exit 308 off of I-40 in Saddle-Saw.
When it's time for breakfast, Calico County is making it all from scratch. Yeah, the dedicated early morning crew at Calico are cooking up and serving buttermilk pancakes, moist biscuits, rich waffles, country fried potatoes, 3 types of gravy, and of course their famous cinnamon rolls and much more. They serve all of this and a lot more 7 days a week until 11 a.m. Stop in, call ahead, or get it to go. Or just come by and pick up a dozen cinnamon rolls for the office. For breakfast, lunch, dinner, or catering, roll on into Calico County. They're home cooking good. Calico County, just off Rogers Avenue behind Randall Ford.
Hey, this is Chad Warner, product manager for Booyah Bait Company in Fort Smith, Arkansas. The hottest swim jig on the Arkansas River right now is the Booyah Mobster. It was designed by the Muddy Water Mob, a bunch of river rats from Arkansas and Oklahoma, and it's winning tournaments on Dardanelle and Kerr like clockwork. If you're fishing submerged vegetation, water willow, lily pads, you need a Booyah Mobster to reel them in. Available at lurenet.com and tackle stores throughout Arkansas and Oklahoma, the Booyah Mobster.
It's time to say goodbye to that slow, no-go internet. Wave Rural Connect is opening the Hartford zone for orders July 10th. That's areas like West Hartford, Gibson Ridge, and Elm Park. Internet, TV, and phone service from a local provider in Ozark. Available July 10th. Pre-register online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
This 4th of July, prepare yourself for the coming boom. The Greenwood A&P Commission presents Freedom Fest 2023. All day, the Greenwood Town Square will be filled with food and craft vendors, kids' activities, and live music featuring NBC's The Voice finalists, the Swan Brothers. Then at dusk, sit back for the largest fireworks show in the River Valley. You won't believe your eyes or ears. Celebrate our nation's birthday at Freedom Fest in Greenwood, Arkansas, where it feels like home.
Honey, I found a great new house for us to buy. Look at the photos.
Yeah? Who's gonna clean that big house?
We'll hire a housekeeper.
And who's gonna mow all that grass?
I will, on the weekends.
And who will get the kids to school?
We'll start a neighborhood carpool.
You thought of everything, didn't you?
Yep.
Except, who's gonna sell this house we're living in now?
Nick and Ellie Glidewell. nickandellie.com. Equal housing opportunity, Sagely and Edwards Realtors.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
I'm gonna
Welcome back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Got a question or comment for the guys? Give them a call or send them a text at 877-377-6963. Let's get back to the show with the voice of Arkansas Razorback baseball, Phil Elson, and Razorback football legend Matt Jones.
The one and only Chuck Barrett with us as well for another segment. Chuck, we've got the NBA draft coming up on Thursday. We're going to air it right here on all of our ESPN Arkansas affiliates, 6 o'clock. So Arkansas Razorbacks have been selected in a draft now for 4 consecutive years. It's been 4 players in those 4 years. You very well may end up with 4 players in this draft. Feels like a guarantee 3 of them will go, and maybe Ricky Council, the 4th, could be the only question. Man, I mean, that's almost 7% of the players that get selected. What does this mean for Arkansas basketball, if it means anything other than, you just had a lot of talent on this last year's team?
Well, it means you've certainly elevated your overall talent, from one end of the bench to the other. I think it'd be fair to say that. And, this is the example of that so far. And I suspect this won't be the last time that we talk about this. It sounds like Black's going to be the first taken, and then Nick, and I think Council's going to be drafted. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if Council's not the 3rd one taken. It's so hard to know, and I'm probably I am the last person qualified to analyze the NBA draft, because you've got players coming from so many different places now, and the guys who are NBA ready coming out of college are not always the first ones taken. So it's and then, it's such a global game now. You've got players from all over the world that are being considered. So it's hard to say exactly, but I do think that, as you say, I think 3 or 4 of them will be drafted Thursday night.
No, it's pretty cool. And Chuck, I just wanted to get your thoughts on the fit, kind of, and like what you're saying. So if you go to the 3rd team overall, the reason they're picking 3rd usually is they're not a very good team. Now it's the Portland Trailblazers, and then if you're a guy like Ricky Council or Nick Smith, and you maybe go deeper in the draft and you can go to a playoff team, there maybe not be as many spots on the roster openings, but you're going to be on a better situation. It's just kind of some of these kids. It's kind of where they end up.
Yeah, and I'm going to be interested to see a lot of that. I saw one projection today that had him going to Washington with the 8th pick. And, they've just traded they traded Beal, got Chris Paul back, or got Chris Paul in return, I should say. I also read an article that indicated that the Spurs might very well be willing to pull a trade where they can get into the top 10, and obviously they're going to take Wembanyama first, but they might try to get into the top 10 and take Anthony Black, to be the facilitator. And so are Pops re-up for another 2 or 3 years. So even though they're not winning quite like they were, that might not be a bad situation. It varies. There are times when you can go to a team that's in the lottery. They've not been good, but they've got a legitimate plan in terms of building through a youth movement. There are other times you might go late in the 1st to a team that's established, a la Moses Moody, and you've got a job, and you're part of their future plan, but you don't get to play as much initially. So much of it's, I won't say luck of the draw, but part of it is luck of the draw, and you hope that you don't go to an organization where there's not a commitment to winning, whether it be through rebuilding or reloading around what they have.
How important, too, is it? Because who's the kid that just went to Kansas, Phil Dickinson? He was talking about going to Kentucky because of what Calipari's done as far as putting players in the NBA, and he has put a lot of bigs in the NBA. And what Muss is doing, the type of player he's putting in the NBA, does it still come down, I guess, to the NIL and the money? But if there's a tie, it's, hey, let's go to Arkansas because, man, they're getting guys drafted every other year. And that's the ultimate goal, right, for these kids is to make it to the NBA.
I think it varies from player to player. I think that's a good question, but I think it varies from player to player. Some of these guys in the portal, it is about getting to the NBA. For others, it may be about the NIL. A guy like Hunter Dickinson, I'm sure he looks at all the Kentucky players who are having success in the NBA. I mean, not just did they get drafted, but have they stuck?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's probably noticeable to a player like that, although it's not like there haven't been plenty of Kansas players in the
Joel
in the
Embiid,
NBA
right?
over
Yeah,
the years.
yeah.
I mean, there have been plenty of good Kansas players that have played in the NBA over the years, but a guy like Dickinson, he's going to get drafted either way. And, I don't know that Cal or Bill Self, either one, has some kind of light years edge over the other in terms of preparing you for the pros. But, for some players, obviously, I think about Counsell, for example. I don't know his NIL deal. I have no earthly idea. But I know he's in a lot better spot today than he would have been if he hadn't come to Arkansas. So for some players, I think just to be put in the position to have a chance to play professionally, like maybe a Mude, I think that fuels the portal too.
Do you think Counsell's a little bit like Mude? Like as far as are they similar? Because I like Ricky Counsell's game a lot. I'd like him to have a little more range. But as far as athletic ability and how he sees the floor, how natural scoring is to him, that is kind of an NBA mold. I mean, he's kind of got that NBA pedigree going on.
He's got that kind of game, you're right. The question's going to be, can he do it against players that are as tall or taller? Everything that I've seen, and again, I'm not the one to analyze draft prospects, but the things that I've read on Ricky do question his perimeter shooting, what you just talked about. Nobody questions really anything else. In fact, one of the capsules that I read said, if he doesn't make it, it will only be because he can't shoot. He's got everything else. Now, granted, shooting's really important.
That's a
big
part of it.
Those are also things that can be developed. Let me tell you, Sidney Moncrief was not a great shooter coming out of college. Darrell Walker was even worse. And those guys played in the league 10 years. They were all-stars. And you can fashion an NBA career without being a great shooter.
Chuck, I kind of put his shot. You remember Ronnie Brewer kind of almost had that two-handed shot a little bit, and Ricky kind of has that two-handed. Like it's a little bit different.
It's a little different.
And Ronnie was a defensive stopper, and that's the thing about Ricky. Ricky can play defense, and he knows. I think Ricky has a high basketball IQ, and I think that's going to be his biggest asset. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I think that that's. Despite all the physical attributes that Anthony Black has, I think it's his basketball IQ that maybe tips the scales for him.
One scholarship left for men's basketball, Chuck. And with I guess I haven't seen how many of the West Virginia players have gone into the portal, but I'm assuming there's going to be quite a few after what happened with Bob Huggins. And a lot of them already had just transferred in from other places, so I'm sure they're giving them a look. But there is that one scholarship open, and I guess I'd just be surprised if it's not filled.
Well, somebody's going to fill it, either a new guy or someone that's been here as a walk-on. I mean, somebody's going to have that scholarship, I'm sure. Recruiting's, as Muss says, when asked when they'd be finished, he said first day of school, because that's when they're enrolled and that's when you got them. So. Would not surprise me at all to see them find a different, player that we've not heard of, or a player that perhaps, didn't play in the SEC, one of these West Virginia guys, somebody else. Wouldn't surprise me. By the same token, it wouldn't surprise me to see them go with what they got, because I think that's enough.
Well, it's like you hit on. They're always recruiting, and because of the transfer portal and the way things operate between the portal dates and the draft, and it's the same with baseball, and it's a little bit of the same with football. You heard Sam Pittman, what was it, a couple weeks ago, was talking about quality of life for coaches is not very good. And I understand what he's talking about, and I think it goes across the spectrum, not just for football, but to all the sports. And they're paid well. They know what they're getting into, and they take the job. But I do wonder about that quality of life for coaches, because you want to have some kind of a balanced work life. And already if you're an athletic coach in college, that balance is going to get thrown off, probably more so in this last calendar year than ever before.
Well, the players have been empowered as they've never been before. Coaches are being paid money that they've never been paid before. So, everybody's in new territory right now. And yes, I'm sure the quality of life right now is not as great as maybe it used to be when you could take 3 or 4 weeks off in July and go spend a couple of weeks with your family and work on your golf game, come back after July 4th, and it's football season. Doesn't work like that anymore. But, you're making $6 million a year now or $10 million a year now. So there's a trade-off. I would love to see some kind of uniformity to the calendar to where people do have the opportunity to have a life. But right now, I just don't see it happening. Matt, you know this, that I don't care what the calendar says. If one coach is taking a week off, he's worried that there are 12 others out there beating his rear end that week.
It's so funny because we all know you need a little break, you need to catch your breath, you need to kind of regroup. But then if you're out seen doing it, or you're on the beach, or you're and some other coach is doing something else, then it's like, oh well, you don't care about your job.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I mean, hey, when you go 10-2, everybody wants you to go to the beach for a week. When you go 6-6, they're wondering what in the world you're doing down there. You didn't earn that. I'm not saying they're right. I'm just saying that's what people are going to say.
It's just funny. And we got to end it here, but I remember asking Dave Van Horn after we were finished in the College World Series, so what do you do now? I said, what do I do? We're recruiting. We got a team to build.
Goes right on into it, yeah.
You know this, Phil. Every coach that goes to Omaha is worried he's behind in recruiting. Every football coach that plays in a New Year's Day bowl game is worried he's getting beat in recruiting. Every basketball coach playing till the end of March worries he's behind when the season ends. And the truth is they are.
They definitely are. Well, I don't want to be behind on the break, so we'll end it there.
All
Chuck,
right,
always
guys.
appreciate it.
Thanks, Chuck.
Thank you, boys.
You got it. It's Chuck Barrett, voice of the Razorbacks, with us each Tuesday on Halftime. 877-377-6963 to join us. We'll wrap up our first hour right after this.
Attention car shoppers. In the market for a new ride? Look no further than Road Chevrolet Van Buren, your trusted destination for great selection and unbeatable prices. We have dozens of new Chevrolets on the way, waiting to land in your driveway. Reserve yours today and don't pay 1 penny over MSRP. Have a car to sell? Road Chevrolet wants to buy your car even if you don't buy from us. Getting a hassle-free appraisal only takes a few minutes. Buying or selling a car doesn't have to be a stressful experience when you deal with the pros at Road Chevrolet Van Buren. Prices you'll love, people you can trust.
Hey, this is Ty Richardson for my friends at Eastside Liquor. Do you need some seltzers for the lake and pool this summer? Find new High Noon Tequila seltzers and pool packs of vodka seltzers at Eastside Liquor. Are you looking to class up your next party? Try the new Dickel Single Barrel, aged 17 years and available exclusively at Eastside Liquor. Come on by and see Dave and his team at 9390 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. And don't forget about the convenient drive-thru. Take care of all your alcohol needs this summer at Eastside Liquor.
Whether you're opening your first checking account, purchasing your first home, saving for your first big vacation, or opening a new business, First Star Bank offers hometown service with the latest in digital banking technology. Our local team makes banking fast, convenient, and easy. From simple everyday banking to helping you fulfill your dreams, our team is here to guide you every step of the way. First Star Bank. We'll be there through all your firsts. Learn more at firststar.bank or stop by one of our local branches today. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
At Southern Tire Mart, we look out for you and your vehicle. Come visit us for America's most trusted brands like Michelin Tires and top-of-the-line service. You can depend on Southern Tire Mart and Michelin Tires to keep you rolling. Come see us at Southern Tire Mart, just off I-540 exit 14 in Fort Smith, for Michelin tires that fit your needs and service that cares for you like family.
This year, we considered hiring an ad agency to help with our marketing.
They pitched impressive visuals and a script that was inspiring.
And exotic animal mascots to help grab your attention.
In the end, we just decided to tell it to you straight. Shelter Insurance has award-winning customer service at affordable rates.
Plus, our local agents are there to help you understand what coverage you need.
Call Jeff Clark in Fort Smith or Brad Howell in Van Buren. Do you care about your community? USA Fireworks does. Edwin and Chris Brewer have been giving back for over 30 plus years to Arkansas. USA Fireworks has helped with school fundraisers, adoption funding, city functions, and more. USA Fireworks puts together fireworks shows for families across the state of Arkansas. If you're interested in purchasing your fireworks show at wholesale prices, contact us at usafireworks.org.
Arkansas Glass and Mirror Company has been serving the glass and glazing needs of Fort Smith, Northwest Arkansas, and Eastern Oklahoma since 1964. That's over 50 years of commercial and residential services from their 2 locations on Zero Street in Fort Smith. Arkansas Glass and Mirror offers custom cut tub and shower enclosures, mirrors, plexiglass, Lexan, window glass, and plate glass. Whether commercial entry doors or home glass projects, remember Arkansas Glass and Mirror. Online at arkansasglassandmirror.com or give them a call, 646-4300.
Hey River Valley, this is Caleb DeWitt with Carco Auto Sales. As many of you know, parts of Fort Smith and Van Buren were recently affected by a hailstorm, and our lot was no exception. Our inventory may have received minor hail damage, but with that comes a major discount. Choose from late model cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs, all with thousands off the original price tag. Make the short drive to 2810 Midland Boulevard in Fort Smith or visit us online at www.buyfromcarco.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
I'm an alligator. I'm a mama, papa coming for you. I'm a space invader. I'll be a rock and rollin' bitch for you. Keep your mouth shut. Just smoking like a big monkey bird. And I'm busting up a brain for the world. Keep your electric eye on me, baby. Put your ray gun to my head. Press your space close to my love. Freak out in a moon age daydream, oh yeah. Don't fake it, baby. Lay the real thing on me.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text into Halftime at 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Double D held through the break in a couple of minutes before that, and we got him right here. What's up, Double D? Thanks for your call. How are you?
Doing great, man. After watching the College World Series, watched some great games. But the one thing that stood out to me is you have to have great starting pitching. How is Arkansas going to get to that point, or are they close, or what's our what does it look like next year for our starting pitching?
Well, Double D, of course, so much of it has to do with health. And I think starting pitching would be a strength for Arkansas this last year, if not for injuries in a lot of cases. And I think starting pitching turned into a strength later in the regular season, but I think they're in a really good position for next year, just with some of the pitchers that could return. Will McIntyre, though I wonder about McIntyre as a reliever on the weekends to give you a couple of outings. But Hagen Smith and Brady Tigert, those are a couple of guys that obviously have had some success here. And they would be projected to be starting pitchers next season. I do think they'll be looking in the transfer portal for another starting pitcher just to build a little depth in it. So I'd imagine that something might happen in the next couple of weeks. Just guessing.
Yeah, but I think Tigert and Hagen are more relievers because they're 3 or 4 innings max pitching, and that's about all they went this year. So I think we got to get some guys that can go 6 or 7 consistently.
Well, now, Double D, I agree with you a little bit about Hagen Smith, not so much Brady Tigert. We just haven't seen Brady build up to where he's been able to go 6 innings, but he's got that repertoire. I think he was a starter in high school, and the only time he ever relieved was his freshman year at Arkansas. Yeah. But I could see him definitely as a starter. The Hagen Smith situation, it's intriguing because I do think he had more success, I think, this year as a reliever. and just is not quite efficient enough to get you through the 6 innings that you want as a starting pitcher. His stuff is incredible, some of the best in the country. But that also leaves you feeling it's like, well, if he could throw 1 pitch fewer per batter, you got a starting pitcher right there. And that's a possibility too.
Yep. Hey, enjoy your show. Thank you.
Thank you, Double D. Appreciate the questions. 877-377-6963 to build on anything about that. Now, I mean, yesterday, one of the strength wasn't necessarily the starting pitching for Tennessee. It was the reliever. It was Chase Burns. It was a Kevin Kopp situation with Burns, who didn't pitch in relief until Tennessee came to Arkansas because he was getting lit up like a Christmas tree as a starting pitcher. It's just amazing to see how just a change in that role changed Burns' season, changed Tennessee's season completely. And he, yesterday, with 6 innings scoreless in relief, was the biggest outing for a Tennessee pitcher of the entire season. We're going to get into the second hour of halftime. Much more coming up. Stay with us.
Come into Wheeler Power Sports today and gear up with the dependable Suzuki King Quad ATV, because we know there's no rest for the rugged. Its unparalleled combination of power, versatility, and reliability allow you to tackle the toughest terrains with ease. Low APR financing, low monthly payments for qualified buyers, discounts for military, first responders, and so much more. Roll into Wheeler Power Sports in downtown Fort Smith and experience the Suzuki King Quad ATV's unmatched capabilities today.
Frank Rowe Furniture is your family-owned furniture, appliance, and electronics store. We have been servicing the area for 38 years with quality products and service after the sale. Frank Rowe Furniture offers a no-pressure sales atmosphere where you can actually enjoy shopping for your furniture. We also offer in-store, no-credit check financing. Don't wait weeks to be able to take your furniture you purchase home. Stop by and we will load you up today. Family-owned, service after the sale, and no-credit check financing. Frank Rowe Furniture, 405 4th Street, Barling, Arkansas. Best seats in the house.
If you're looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle that's ready to deliver thousands of miles of dependable driving, look no further than Midland Motors. There you'll find a great selection of clean late model vehicles offering easy financing, flexible payment options, buy here, pay here, and repair here too. Many to choose from, including sports cars, trucks, and mid-size economy, SUVs, and others. Let Rick Heath or Scott Sharp help you find the right one to fit your needs. At Midland Motors, 1820 Midland Boulevard in Fort Smith.
You got the right one, baby! Shop Meadows Lumber True Value for great bargains of the month. A 2-pack of 16-pound original charcoal by Kingsford is only $19.88. Right now, a 3x5 cotton American flag by Annan is just $15.99. Complete your outdoor patio set with a Four Seasons courtyard, sunny aisles, extra large, zero gravity chair for $59.99. A 108-piece mechanics tool and socket set is $89.99. A 10-piece screwdriver set by DeWalt is just $19.99. Don't miss out. Get these bargains of the month while supplies last. Meadows Lumber True Value.
Hi everyone, this is Lisa with Davis Floor Covering. Are you ready to update your home or office and get it looking its best? Whether it's new carpet, hardwood flooring, tile, stone, or luxury vinyl plank, Davis Floor Covering can help you with all your flooring needs. With the best brands such as Bella Sarah Hardwood and JP Mathis Vinyl Plank Flooring. And we even do countertops, so come on in and let's get started. Davis Floor Covering, 3 locations to serve you: Fort Smith, Springdale, and Tahlequah. Or call us, 479-452-4808.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, we do have an area of high pressure in place, giving us some very quiet weather again. Lots of sunshine, or high upper 80s north, low 90s south. Clear through the night, and lows are from the mid to upper 60s. And we're hitting the mid to upper 80s with mainly dry weather tomorrow, maintaining the dry weather for Thursday and for Friday, too. I'm Jennifer Naramore with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
When it comes to your auto repairs, call W&W Automotive at 242-1600.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 74 days.
Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that doesn't respect you.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
Don't ask me if I'm all right. Joaquin said dominate, and we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Yeah.
Matt Jones may take it to the house and the dunk.
Phil said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Phil Olsen and Matt Jones. Produced by Matt Travis.
Hold the rope! Hold the rope! Hold the rope! I'm putting my heart up. Let's go, man!
Probably as frustrated as I've been the first half.
Do we believe?
Second half, very happy.
Is vintage Matt Jones.
Hold the rope! Hold the rope! 1, 2, 3! Turn that down, your
Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
Hour number 2, halftime on a Tuesday. This is usually when Clay Henry is joining us, but if you've tuned in to hear the Hall of Famer and former publisher and editor of Hogs Illustrated, he'll be with us on Thursday. He's got a very special, secret assignment that he is on today.
And he's here in spirit. I got his hat on today, so we're keeping him here with us today.
Anybody wants to make the sound of a dog licking a bowl, go for it too. 877-377-6963 to join us on halftime. Dudley Dawson comes up in our next segment. We got a couple of people that held through the break, and let's go to them right here. Greg in Farmington, you are up first. Good afternoon, Greg.
Hey, Phil,
what's going on?
Hey, guys. How y'all doing today?
It's a great day. Thank you.
Hey, I wanted to hit on something. You guys were talking about the U.S. Open earlier. There was recently a pro golf tournament in the River Valley down in Fort Smith, the All-Pro Tour, which is...
Was that at Hardscrabble?
Yes, down at Hardscrabble, which is a feeder for the Corn Ferry Tour. Luke Long, who was a grad transfer for the Razorbacks, he graduated from Houston, and then he grad transferred to Arkansas. He came out with the victory down there, and so got a nice little check for his efforts. And he also got some entries into some Corn Ferry tournaments. So I just wanted to hit on that. They're going to have 2 more tournaments in the area later on this year. They're going to be over in Muskogee, Oklahoma in August, and then they'll be over in Broken Arrow
What tracks are those?
I don't have the tracks here in front of me, but you can go to apt.com, and the schedule's right there.
Right on.
The tournaments. I had a chance to work with them as one of the starters, introducing the golfers when they were starting their rounds. So, they run it just like the PGA. They have their first 2 rounds of qualifying, or first 2 rounds, and then they cut the field for the last 2 rounds. So, really neat experience. Definitely encourage the fans, if you ever get a chance to go out and watch it, catch some of these guys as they're just starting out their golf careers, working their way up. And don't forget, we also got the Walmart championship coming up at Pinnacle up in Rogers. I'm going to be working with that tournament as a starter, introducing the golfers. Stacy Lewis, Gabby Lopez, a lot of the Razorbacks, they're going to be well represented up there. So they're always looking for volunteers. So there's people out there who love golf more than me and Matt. Need to look up the website and get up there and volunteer, but it's always a great time. And like I say, you get to hang out with some of the big names on the LPGA Tour. So I just wanted to call in with that little bit of info. And Matt, we got to get on the course, brother.
Man, I'm jealous. Yeah, we have to. That Pinnacle, that tournament you're talking about, man, that's a fun tournament. And those ladies, man, they're really talented. But that Pinnacle golf course, man, that's just as good of a track as any of them in the state.
Greg, thanks for the phone call. Appreciate that. We got Charlie up next. Hey, Charlie, good afternoon. How are you?
What's up, guys? Matt, I would love to get on the golf course with you, buddy, but I suck. So, if I'm going to get out there,
hey, we're equal opportunists, man. We anybody can come out there.
Matt, there ain't no equal. I am awful. I've heard you say that you're actually pretty. I'm not saying you're a pro or anything, but you're pretty decent. I'm telling you, I am awful. So I'll tell you what, I'll carry your golf clubs and your beer or something for you. That's about all I can do. I don't know if this.
Look at that, man. You got people volunteering to be your caddy all of a sudden.
Phil's playing on Monday. He's the one. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm allowed to bring a caddy with me.
Yeah. No, you'll be man, that's gonna be fun. Chanel's like Pinnacle, like real similar. Like if you're gonna say, hey, are they manicured? And they're different when Pinnacle has more elevation and stuff, but like the upkeep and how they are, it's real similar.
What are the chances that I slice a ball so hard that I hit somebody
100%.
Yeah, well, I mean that I'm actually going to slice it to where it goes.
So here's how you play
hole.
golf, Phil, and you keep it in front of you, but it's like a gun range. You do not go down range. You always stay behind the golfer because they don't know where that ball's going. You don't either. But if you just go by that rule, you'll be all right.
I mean, I need another comparison outside of the gun range because I haven't done that either.
Don't go down range.
Okay.
Just stay behind. Stay behind it.
If you can break it into baseball terms, that always works for me. I don't know if we
Phil,
can do that.
Phil, just close your eyes and swing. Just hope for the best. Just close your eyes.
Just like follow your nose whenever you got lost. It'll take you somewhere.
It'll go somewhere. I think it's awesome. But I want to correct something that I said yesterday because I went back and listened to it. Tuna gets rambling sometime and he says something stupid.
Wait a minute. Hold on one moment. You're burying the lead here. You went back and listened to the Eastside Liquor Halftime podcast to hear your own phone call?
I went back and listened to the part. I take notes, Phil. I criticize myself every day.
You don't stay the same, Tuna. You either get better or you get worse.
This is great. Charlie's treating himself like I treat me. I listen back to broadcasts of play-by-play because I want to be hard on myself. I didn't like what I heard there. Charlie, I get paid to do that. Are you paid to do these calls?
Hey, you evaluate yourself in everything you do. It's like when Eddie called in the other day and you guys talked about it. He asked a question. Or somebody asked him a question, he answered it, and then he asked a question, and it was like he didn't scream the whole time. He's getting better.
You know what it is, Charlie. I've been trying to do this for years, and it's worked. That's called a conversation. We have these on radio.
Absolutely. But I went back and I listened to what I said. I said Browse runs a college offense. What I was trying to say was he runs a flashy offense, and it's. Like you guys were talking about, between the 20s, yes, last year, we were great. In the red zone, we were awful. Phil, something else you didn't mention, we were awful in short yardage. Matt, I want to ask you, do you think that's – I've never been a fan of being in the gun on 3rd or 4th and 1. I just don't – I never have been a fan of that. That's just me. I'm not saying it don't work for some teams. But I'm not a fan of that. Do you think that's part of some of that? And also, defensively, I want to ask you guys because we really haven't – I haven't really talked about this much yet. McAdoo, is he going to be okay? Does anybody know anything? And then Wilson, I think he's going to be our number one receiver if he's healthy. That's just my opinion. And defensively, I just hope we're a whole lot better than last year. And if we can tackle in space better, I think that will help as far as passing yards go too. Yeah, we were bad in coverage, but I just thought at times we gave up too much yards after the catch. So anyway, y'all have a good one.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, as far as McAdoo, the way I've approached this is I'm not anticipating the kid plays this year. That's just from what I'm reading. It says that he's recovering. That's the best news. I anticipate that he will play again. I just would be surprised if it's this next year. About Jaden Wilson, Wilson had a car wreck in March, and he missed the spring. I don't remember if there was any information as to if they expected him to miss longer than that. But, Quincy had a car wreck as well. And so, there's your answer on both of those players.
We have good running back. I mean, the short yardage thing, it's a little scheme, but it's more like getting a rebound in basketball or taking a charge. You just kind of got to want it. It's an identity. It's who you are. Because you're going to have a lot of those. You're going to have a lot of short yardage plays, and they know what's coming, we a lot of people. And so you can't try to outthink the room too much. You got to be a little creative. But with our running backs, I think we'll be better. I think Dan Enos and the use of the tight ends, be it some heavy personnel. And I almost thought they were called quarterback runs on these short yardage play instead of reading it and letting them, what they do is the wrong thing, and being able to read it and give it to the running back. And KJ needs to do that a little better. Trust your running backs, man. Trust number 5. There's a reason he's an All-American. Trust the backups out there. When it's a run play to them, or you reading it, or you're trying to see, man, those running backs, that's what they're paid to do, is to pick up short yardages. And then defense, we couldn't tackle. One of the worst secondary tackling I've ever seen. That's why they had so much yak, because we got to tackle better on the back end.
Speaking of yak and yakety yak, Eduardo the Vuvuzuela in Clarksville has called halftime here. And Eddie, what do you do in the summertime in Arkansas? Oh, you got the NBA draft coming up on Thursday, and teams to root against in the SEC in the College World Series. So there are some things to go at here.
You're exactly right. And I hope all our players do well. They represented the U of A, and to the best of their ability, I really believe that. And so I hope they all, go on to the next level and achieve greatness. And so many of our players have done in the past. And so that brings me while I was calling. I texted you the other day, moments in time. First of all, I'd like to wish all the Hog Nation, I hope it was a special moment in time with you and your family on Father's Day. I really mean that from my heart to you. But as you all know, I lost my son back in 2017. Most devastating news any parent could ever receive. But I will say this. A great author said this once, and I really believe that because I'm living it now. Loved ones may pass. And but one thing that will never die is your love for them. And, that's why I love that song, 5 More Minutes. Because, man, what I wouldn't give for 5 more minutes, moments in time, moment with my son. I'd give all, even my own personal life. But, it happened. And there's 2 things you can do when something like that devastating hits you. You can either put your big boy pants on and face the world, live in sorrow, or you can go on and live life. And so I chose to live life and to remember the good times, the good drops, the good times with my son. And so I hope to all, God bless you, and I hope it was a moments in time moment that you will not forget. Enjoy those moments. And I've had many moments. You talk about on a football hog train, and I'm getting pumped. Over time, and the reason I called in today, it's official now. Texas, on the 24th season, is on the docket. Oh, yeah. And this old boy is counting the days, because I'm going to give a moment in time moment, great games that the Woo Pig Susie versus the Hook'em Horns. And I'm going back in time, 1983, when number 2 Texas rode in to War Memorial Stadium. A 6-5 Hog team got after him, and we beat them that day, 31-3. How about that? And moments in time when they rode in to the Rock in their white Cadillacs, their orange cowboy suits, and their white cowboy hats with the hook'em. But when they left, we were giving them the Woo Pig Suey.
Eddie,
thank you for taking my call.
Eddie, you got it. You got it. Absolutely, man. But I think he's gone. I was going to ask, how do you hold? We don't even count on the days. We don't even know when the game is yet. We know they're going to play Texas. We don't know the day. We don't know when they're going to tell us the day. So good luck capping the enthusiasm. And also appreciate you getting very personal with this, Eddie. And I did appreciate those texts over the weekend. And yeah, I mean, I don't know how I would be able to deal with something like that. And I think you are an example to all of us of how to live through tragedy that is kind of unspeakable. So again, I appreciate you doing that. Woods, you're batting, you're cleanup. You're the cleanup hitter here on our first segment of hour number 2, and you're a pitcher. Could you hit?
I could hit, but I can't follow Eddie.
Well, you have to.
You might have to see a pitcher's too. Yeah, you might have to see a pitch first. Yeah.
Yeah, take the first pitch. Okay, Woods.
Yeah, he's going to throw one at my head. That's for sure. But hey, no, yeah, I feel bad for Eddie. That's terrible. I don't have kids, so I don't know how you deal with something like that.
Well, but, I don't think he's Eddie is calling in. I think to in a sense, not looking for pity or anything like that, but just to show.
Oh, he's not. No, yeah, I know he's not.
It's just to show there's a spirit that I don't think everybody can get there. I think I'd have a real problem.
Wishing everybody a happy Father's Day.
Yeah, exactly. And he got there. I mean, he he got past it without ignoring it, acting like nothing like that happened. And just through the text I had with Eddie over the weekend, it's
I'm good here at the beach. I've got a question for you.
Shoot. Yeah.
We have LSU fans to our right.
Yep.
And I was rubbing it in last night across the way from them that they lost to Wake, but I didn't really see a whole lot of the games this weekend. So I was going to ask you, if you saw a lot of the games, Phil, how are you handicapping?
I've watched as much as I can. You want to think what I think about where we are right now?
Well, I want to know how you would handicap the top 3 teams going forward.
Well, I think Florida, Tennessee, LSU, and Wake are the top 4. You asked for 3. So, I mean, it's whoever wins between LSU and Tennessee, which I think is going to be Tennessee. Wake Forest and LSU, they have such a leg up on everybody else. TCU does not have the pitching to win 3 in a row. I don't think they can do it. Tennessee does have the pitching to make it through 3 in a row. But I don't know if they'd be able to against that kind of pitching staff and that lineup that Wake has. And they've already shown they can come back and win a game in the 8th inning or the 7th inning a couple of times. So right now, I'm putting Florida and Wake. And look, it's easy to do that because they're the 2-0 teams. But there's a reason, why they're 2-0 and why that means so much. So I think you're going to see the Demon Deacons and the Gators.
They look good. Florida looks good, and they've got good bullpen.
Florida's got good everything, and they've now they realize how many mound visits you get during a game.
Not 7.
So that helps. That helps here in.
Well, you can make a change. 68. You can go 7, but you got to make a change.
Right.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Woods. Appreciate you. And yeah, we had a leadoff batter. We had a second hitter, 3 and 4 hole.
That's how you do it on a Tuesday right there.
We got to have a whole baseball lineup at some point. First, want to remind you about Wheeler Power Sports. They have right now the dependable Suzuki King Quad ATV. No rest for the rugged at all. It's an unparalleled combination of power, versatility, and reliability. You can change terrains with confidence. It has a superior suspension system, and it'll ensure a smooth and comfortable ride. You'll absorb those obstacles effortlessly. Hauling heavy loads, exploring rugged landscapes, or just seeking thrills on the back 40, the King Quad ATV is the ultimate choice, and they've got it right now at Wheeler Power Sports with lots of ways to help you hit the trail, including low APR financing and low monthly payments for qualified buyers. They have discounts for the military and first responders. Head over to Wheeler Power Sports in Fort Smith at 901 North 11th Street, downtown, and check out the Suzuki King Quad ATV. Dudley Dawson joins halftime after this.
In 86, my grandpa said there's angels in the room. All the family gathered round, knew the time was coming soon. With so much left to say, I prayed, Lord, I ain't finished, just give us 5 more minutes. Time rolls by, the clock don't stop. I wish I had a few more drops of the good stuff, the good times. Oh, but they just keep on flying right on by like it ain't nothing. I wish I had me a pause button. Moments like those, Lord knows I'd hit it. Yeah, sometimes this old life will leave you wishing that you had 5 more minutes.
Have you entered the USA Fireworks Bangin' Giveaway yet? Go to hitthatline.com/.
Video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Are you ready to give your family the best 4th of July experience yet? USA Fireworks wants to make that happen with the USA Fireworks Bangin' Giveaway. USA Fireworks has helped Arkansans more than 30 years. Go to hitthatline.com/USA Fireworks and enter for your chance to win a fireworks show worth $2,000 retail. Again, hitthatline.com/USA Fireworks. For more information about wholesale prices, go to usafireworks.org.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Rockwell and Orwell are both known for their work from 1984. It's no conspiracy that somebody's watching me, because the terms and agreements that no one reads is the reason there's no privacy. Big tech is tracking every move you make and is starting to control society and how you participate. Absolute power corrupts absolutely, and Revelation 13 describes a mark for those who fall for this utopian dream. I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Read about it.
BetOnline is your #1 source for all your championship finals info, stats, news, and scores. Get the latest odds and the latest matchup reports for this year's NBA and Stanley Cup Finals. BetOnline is your sports intel headquarters this season, as we have you covered for all your insider sports wagering needs, from baseball and hockey to MLB, UFC, and boxing. The fastest and easiest way to get all your betting info, including live betting options and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your home. Get in the action today. Head over to our website or use your mobile device to join, and be sure to use our promo code BELIEVE to receive 50% bonus on your first deposit. That's BLEAV. Bet online, where the game starts.
Looking for an African adventure without the hassle of planning? Kruger Safari Club has got you covered. Our custom hunting and safari packages take care of everything from transportation to accommodations, so you can focus on enjoying the experience of a lifetime. With our team's extensive knowledge of the best hunting and safari spots in South Africa, Mozambique, and Zimbabwe, you'll have access to some of the most breathtaking views and exciting game hunting opportunities on the planet. And with our commitment to ethical hunting and giving back to the local community, you'll know that your trip with us is making a positive impact. Book your trip now and let us take care of the rest. Find out more at KrugerSafariClub.com.
Are you looking for the best Razorbacks insight and analysis?
Hell yes.
How about listening to an Arkansas football legend?
Matt Jones, all he does is make big plays.
What's the voice of the Hogs have to say?
Hey, what a great crowd last night.
Don't forget about the Omahogs.
The Hogs are going to Omaha.
Matt Jones, Chuck Barrett, and Phil Elson, the best in the business, on the Hit That Line Podcast Network. Go to Hit That.
I wanted to be with you alone.
Find Halftime on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Now back to the hosts. Here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Well, while we were in a commercial break, I saw not a release, but a story coming out of Hog Sports, 24/7 Sports, I think has picked it up first. A left-handed pitcher from Kansas, Stone Hewlett, is going to be transferring to Arkansas. He's been a relief pitcher for 3 years, at a .468 earned run average over 28 appearances last year. And I think he's the first pitcher that Arkansas gets out of the transfer portal. We've got Dudley Dawson with us from hogville.net. Chances are Dudley might have known about this. I'm not sure, but Dudley, it's now this is clockwork now. Once the football season's over, you can get a bunch of transfers coming in. Same with basketball, same with baseball, and so goes the world of college sports.
Absolutely. While not busy at the College World Series, they've been busy recruiting, and it's kind of interesting now. It's kind of becoming Kansas is kind of like a minor league farm team for Arkansas with all these people that have, at least played there a little bit and ended up here. Stone Hewlett, as you said, is the latest guy, a left-handed pitcher. Interesting, like you said, interesting story. Guy's only thrown in relief. I'm sure that will be his role here. Fifth one they've gotten in the last 8 days or so, and certainly getting work done as the Major League Baseball draft continues to get closer.
You spoke with Ty Wilmsmeyer, who just transferred in from Missouri. This is one of the guys that they'd played against, but he'd never played at Baum. He was a two-way guy at Mizzou. I guess I'd be surprised if he pitches at Arkansas, but this is a good bet. This is the center fielder, or do you think he might move around a little bit?
Well, when we talked yesterday, he thought that's probably where he'd end up because, as he said, he's not a power guy. He's more of a skills guy, get on base, set the table. But it is, another veteran pickup. He, as you said, has never played here before, played in all the other 13 stadiums. He's very excited. And really all these kids that I've talked to, and I've said this many a time, I hope they're all great baseball players, but the fact of the matter is, for me, if they're great talkers and great interviews, that's what I like when coming here. So,
and Dudley, what's so different about baseball recruiting, and how has the NIL changed? Where used to you get full scholarships for basketball, full scholarships for football, and then half scholarship or a percentage of a scholarship in baseball. But now with the NIL, is it kind of able to translate into where these guys are all on full scholarships?
No, I don't think it's anywhere close to that. They're working to getting toward that, and there are very many schools, as I'm sure Phil has gone over before on the show, that, are closer to full scholarships with the way they go about things, that, they don't have to disclose to the tax man, although I think that's about to come rear its ugly head, with some recent developments in the NIL. It's still a sport you play in college because you love it, not because you're going to get rich off of it, or not because you're going to make as much money as anybody on campus. 11.7 scholarships to divide between 30-plus people has always irritated me. I know that's just how things are. The shortage of assistants, the different ways they go about things has always pissed me off, I guess would be the right way to say it. But, again, it's my favorite sport. I love baseball. Even though I'm not in Omaha this year, I'm enjoying sitting around and watching all these one-run games and exciting plays and very, very many camera angles to tell us whether somebody is out or safe.
What did they say? Yes, because they had a ball hit the top of one of those cameras. What did they say? Like 58 cameras or something all around the field?
Yes.
That's why that ballpark is built the way it's built. ESPN, I think, had a hand in how that ballpark was built because they knew they were going to be televising every single game inside of there. And then yesterday, I saw you tweet about this. Charlie Baker, the new NCAA president, was on the telecast last night. He'd never been to Omaha in his entire life. I'm not sure if he knows much about baseball, but he doesn't have to. He's got to be a good politician in this case. And he was the governor of Massachusetts for a long time, a Republican in a blue state. So I think he can find some middle ground. The thing that I really took from that interview is I like what he was talking about with NIL. and specifically the idea of a national clearinghouse for all the student athletes, coaches, whatever you call an agent for these kids to, can find out who's getting what for what effort, and to have standardized contracts throughout this, and basically like throw some sunshine on name, image, and likeness, because that's the biggest complaint. There's no sunshine on it. There's nothing that's standard about this. And that's really what I took away from his talk, and I hope that what he was talking about actually comes to fruition.
Yeah, I absolutely was enthralled listening to him talk, and that's not usually the way I am with politicians because I can see through them on both sides. But I was fascinated by it. He has a lot of great ideas. The proof will always be in the actions, as I tweeted. But I just loved hearing him talk about little things like uncles. I have, over the course of 37 years now, covered a lot of recruiting and dealt with so many uncles who were not really uncles by birth. They were people that had their hands out, were enablers. That has, filtered itself in college athletics throughout my time covering things, and has gotten even shadier is not the right word, but even more open now, and in people just asking for money with NIL. He made a lot of great points about how there's no way to control it, and that he wishes, and he knows that it's not probably going to be the case, but he wishes everything could be uniformed, everything above board. As I mentioned, the recent talk about how taxes, it's not going to be a tax benefit if you're rich and you throw money at these players. It's probably going to slow it down a little bit. But I was just fascinated by listening to him talk, because he clearly, even if he hasn't been all up in sports lately, gets the problems that are, really prolific in the sport right now. And it was just, I was just thrilled. I was hoping that the inning would go on longer, or they would bring him back for a second inning, because I was just very captivated by what he was saying.
Dudley, is Anthony Black a can't miss as much as Joe Johnson was a can't miss? Who, out of this NBA draft coming up, I was trying to think back through the last 20, 30 years of just can't miss guys. They're going to go to that next level and have success if they stay healthy. Do you think maybe Anthony Black and Nick Smith, if he stays healthy? How do you see this shaking up on Thursday?
Well, I definitely think that, it appears that probably the bottom for Anthony is the number 8 pick with Washington. If everything stays the way it is, I think that'd be a great spot for him. Obviously, they're going to be in a rebuild with sending Bradley Beal out to Phoenix, where they apparently are printing money. But I think because of his overall basketball IQ, not to mention his athletic skills, because of his ability to, for lack of a better way to put it, he's going to be a star off the court wherever he goes, because of his personality, the way he goes about things. So, I think he can't miss. Nick, obviously, I'd love to say that the same thing. I first saw him when he was in the 8th grade. Going into the 9th grade, thought he was a great player then, but he was very small back then. Obviously, the injuries have plagued him this year. I hope he's mentally where he needs to be, because it was a rough year here, not being able to play. And then there was a segment of the fan base that, acted like idiots that went after a kid, which I'm always against. And Matt, I know you didn't have to deal with social media back then, but it's ruthless.
And it's a couple. Yeah, you're right. There's a few just knuckleheads out there. And when I look at Nick Smith, he can definitely play at the next level. It's all his need. Do you see him as like a Trae Young, who is the type of, because he was sold as, we just speaking as Bradley Beal, when he was coming to Arkansas, they was kind of like, hey man, he could be like a Bradley Beal. Who does he imitate? Because I think Anthony Black's Jason Kidd, Tony Parker. Like, I think he's one of those guards that's just going to be able to do everything, fill up the stat sheet, facilitate, play defense. And then Nick Smith's going to be more of a scorer, but is he more Rubio, Trae Young, or is he more like a Steph Curry?
Yeah, I'm not ready to go out there on any of those comparisons right then. What I will say is I see him more like a Malcolm Brogdon, a Kendall Caldwell Pope, somebody that can play both spots. Yeah, somebody that can play both spots, will definitely score, but I'm not sure he's going to be the focus of whatever offense he goes into. I've seen him going 17 to the Lakers, which I think would be a great fit for him, and I'm sure that my buddy Otis Kirk would enjoy that, having another Arkansas kid there to hang out with Reeves and those guys. I do think he's going to be a very good player. I've always thought that. As I said, I hope mentally and physically he gets to where he needs to be. He's an outstanding young man, regardless of, some of the vitriol that was thrown at him. But I do think that both him, those two, and then I think Council and Walsh obviously Walsh will both get drafted in that second round likely, or sign really good free agent deals. And I think that Walsh probably has more potential than most people think he does, because he starts with that athletic ability, and he's just very raw and kind of harnessing everything in.
Dudley, last thing in about 30 seconds, if you haven't heard anything about Grant Nelson, not from him, not from Alabama, nothing. You know anything going on there?
Some fishy's going on there. I don't know if the all the credits are not transferring and all that, but it should have been announced by now and hadn't been. And, they've had a few things going on there down at Alabama. We'll just see what plays itself out.
Okay. Dudley, appreciate your time, man. Thank you very much.
You bet, anytime.
Thanks, Dudley.
Dudley Dawson from hogville.net. We always appreciate when he hops on here on halftime, because he can do it all. You want to get on the water? Families in our area right now, they love the outdoors. You want to be on the water? Kofer's Boat Center in Fort Smith has been helping customers make priceless memories for over 50 years. Kofer's carries surf and wake boats by Malibu Boats and Axis Wake. For fishermen, carrying a wide assortment of aluminum boats by Lowe, plus Camus, that's the high-performance bass boats. Ask about their boat and RV storage facility. It's newly expanded. And some of the biggest rebates for your dream boats at Kofer's. With a huge selection of new boats, you can see them at Koffers.com. That's COPHERS.com. Kofer's Boat Center, providing family fun since 1971. Call or text on halftime, 877-377-6963. Right back.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at...
Video is powered by the pros at Paschal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPaschal.com.
Are you ready to give your family the best 4th of July experience yet? USA Fireworks wants to make that happen with the USA Fireworks Bangin' Giveaway. USA Fireworks has helped Arkansans more than 30 years. Go to hitthatline.com/USA Fireworks and enter for your chance to win a fireworks show worth $2,000 retail. Again, hitthatline.com/USA Fireworks. For more information about wholesale prices, go to usafireworks.org.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit, is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Rockwell and Orwell are both known for their work from 1984. It's no conspiracy that somebody's watching me, because the terms and agreements that no one reads is the reason there's no privacy. Big Tech is tracking every move you make and is starting to control society and how you participate. Absolute power corrupts absolutely, and Revelation 13 describes a mark for those who fall for this utopian dream. I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Read about it.
BetOnline is your #1 source for all your championship finals info, stats, news, and scores. Get the latest odds and the latest matchup reports for this year's NBA and Stanley Cup Finals. BetOnline is your sports intel headquarters this season, as we have you covered for all your insider sports wagering needs, from baseball and hockey to MLB, UFC, and boxing. The fastest and easiest way to get all your betting info, including live betting options and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your home. Get in the action today. Head over to our website or use your mobile device to join, and be sure to use our promo code BELIEVE to receive 50% bonus on your first deposit. That's BLEAV. Bet online, where the game starts.
Looking for an African adventure without the hassle of planning? Kruger Safari Club has got you covered. Our custom hunting and safari packages take care of everything from transportation to accommodations, so you can focus on enjoying the experience of a lifetime. With our team's extensive knowledge of the best hunting and safari spots in South Africa, Mozambique, and Zimbabwe, you'll have access to some of the most breathtaking views and exciting game hunting opportunities on the planet. And with our commitment to ethical hunting and giving back to the local community, you'll know that your trip with us is making a positive impact. Book your trip now and let us take care of the rest. Find out more at KrugerSafariClub.com.
Are you looking for the best Razorbacks insight and analysis?
Hell yeah.
How about listening to an Arkansas football legend?
Matt Jones, all he does is make big plays.
What's the voice of the Hogs have to say?
Hey, what a great crowd last night.
Don't forget about the Omahogs.
The Hogs are going to Omaha.
Matt Jones, Chuck Barrett, and Phil Elson, the best in the business on the Hit That Line Podcast Network. Go to hitthatline.com or search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts.
I came here looking for something I couldn't find anywhere else. Hey, I'm not trying to be nobody, I just want a chance to be myself. I've spent 1,000 miles of thumbing, yes, I've worn blisters on my heels, trying to find me something better here on the streets of Bakersfield. Hey, you don't know me, but you don't like me. Say you care less how I feel, but how many of you that sit and judge me ever walk the streets of Bakersfield?
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text into Halftime at 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
1-0. Grounded to De La Cruz. The surging Cincinnati Reds have won 9 in a row.
They are right now the story of baseball, along with a few other things too. But as far as a team is concerned, the Cincinnati Reds are on fire after another win yesterday, 5-4 over the Rockies. They'll try to make it 8 in a row today. Rockies have not been playing well. This really all started after the promotion of Ellie De La Cruz, who, man, there's something about tall, rangy shortstops who hit the ball 1,000 miles an hour, throw it about the same speed, and can run like nobody's business down the baseline. He reminds me of O'Neal Cruz, the Pirates shortstop that got hurt this year. Cruz is a 6'7". Well, they're both Cruz. One is O'Neal Cruz, the other is Ellie De La Cruz.
Is that like A-Rod a little bit? Was A-Rod 6'4" or something?
I don't think A-Rod was that tall.
Yeah.
In fact, these might be the tallest shortstops in the history of the sport. I can't think of anybody else. I think Ripken was 6'4". I don't think he was 6'6".
And they moved both those guys to third base eventually. Like, I'm not that they weren't talented, but the taller guy, you kind of put him at third base, right?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, if you can play shortstop, you should be able to play anywhere. And yeah, that's where Ripken was a shortstop until his last 2 years. And I think A-Rod, but truthfully,
he didn't go to the Yankees.
Truthfully, A-Rod probably should have been shortstop over Jeter anyway, but that's a whole other thing. This Ellie De La Cruz, I watched him beat out a routine ground ball to shortstop yesterday. He is maybe the fastest man in baseball. He has been clocked at 31.2 feet per second, which I don't know what that leads to as far as miles per hour because he didn't do the math on that, but it did do the math on what it would take him to get from home to first, even from the right side, 2.9 seconds to go from home plate to first base.
Wow. Yeah. 3 seconds to get down there, get it going. That's not a lot of room for error. And if you don't hit the ball hard, but you're saying he hits the ball hard, but if it dribbles at all, he's safe. I mean, how do you make that play?
That's it. Yeah. And truthfully, if he would just get down a bunt, he's going to be safe. It kind of could be as simple as that. So that's this guy's worth the price of admission right now. The Pirates continue to lose. Drew Smiley beat them yesterday, 8-0. Cubs won their 8th of the last 10 games. 7th loss in a row for the Pirates. 8th loss by shutout. I was funny, though, because the papers in Pittsburgh and even on some of the other sites are talking more about Henry Davis's call-up. He was the first overall pick of the 2021 draft, catcher out of Louisville. Got a double in his first at-bat yesterday. So hopefully Henry Davis can, I don't know, help the Pirates hit a little more because they don't hit very well. Cardinals won their 3rd in a row. It's, these, I don't know anybody in my day that ran 2.9 seconds from home to first. I also don't know anybody that threw 104 miles per hour.
Ricky
Jordan
Henderson
Hicks
would be who I'd be thinking that maybe a Lou Brock or something, but I don't know if they were that fast, huh?
My guess is neither of those guys was quite that fast.
Yeah.
Faster, stronger, bigger, everything nowadays. Jordan Hicks threw 104 miles an hour on the last pitch yesterday as the Cardinals beat Washington 8-6. Just think about this. I mean, I can't think of anybody that ran as fast as Ellie De La Cruz in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And you got guys that stole a ton of bases back then, but it was a different breed of athlete. 104 miles an hour? There was a time when
Aroldis Chapman type stuff.
Well, that's Aroldis Chapman. I don't think has thrown 104. This is mind-boggling to see somebody throw exactly that fast. Anyway, just some things I wanted to hit on as we go through a very short segment here on Halftime.
And something I haven't seen before, Phil, the Angels were going over their leaders and the clubhouse leaders right now. Shohei Ohtani is
everything.
He's the leader in ERA and strikeouts and home runs. It's unbelievable.
It's like he's the only guy on the team.
It's like little league stuff. It's like when you're in 10th grade or 11th grade. It's like, yeah, I'm better at everything. Yeah.
You ever know anybody that led a football team in total yardage and tackles?
You know what? I bet your boy Cordell Stewart could have done something like that back in the day. Tommy Frazier. But in high school, you play both sides of the ball. If you play offense, you play defense. It gets more specialized like that. But, man, it's baseball's heating up.
Angels actually have not been that bad. And that's with Trout mired in the worst slump of his career. And they're sitting in second place in the American League West. You might see Ohtani make it to the playoffs with the Angels, in what's probably still going to be his last year with them. Stay with us. We'll wrap up hour number 2 on Halftime after this quick break.
Attention car shoppers. In the market for a new ride? Look no further than Road Chevrolet Van Buren, your trusted destination for great selection and unbeatable prices. We have dozens of new Chevrolets on the way waiting to land in your driveway. Reserve yours today and don't pay 1 penny over MSRP. Have a car to sell? Road Chevrolet wants to buy your car even if you don't buy from us. Getting a hassle-free appraisal only takes a few minutes. Buying or selling a car doesn't have to be a stressful experience when you deal with the pros at Road Chevrolet Van Buren. Prices you'll love, people you can trust.
Head to toe, it's gotta be Gelco for hard work and the great outdoors.
With quality and price and comfort you like, and savings that you're looking for.
We've got the shoes and boots, steel toes too, outerwear and a whole lot more.
Head to toe, it's gotta be Gelco
for hard work and the great outdoors.
Are you ready to give your family the best 4th of July experience yet? USA Fireworks wants to make that happen with the USA Fireworks Bangin' Giveaway. USA Fireworks has helped Arkansans more than 30 years. Go to hitthatline.com/USA Fireworks and enter for your chance to win a fireworks show worth $2,000 retail. Again, hitthatline.com/USA Fireworks. For more information about wholesaale prices, go to usafireworks.org.
Need a little extra cash? Go see Rusty at Golden Gym Pond, 310 West Center in Greenwood. Get the money you need with loans on jewelry, guns, tools, and electronics. If you're looking for a gift, they have a large selection of jewelry to choose from, and Rusty can take care of all jewelry repair. Stop by Golden Gym Pond today, 310 West Center in Greenwood, or call 996-2792. Open 9 to 5:30 Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and 9 to 3 on Wednesday. Golden Gym Pond.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance.
Call Ted McAvoy in Van Buren or Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
Precision Overhead Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all of your overhead door needs. Fully licensed and insured, with locations in Rogers and Fort Smith, serving all of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. Give them a call today at 844-PDS-STORE or online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Back-to-back winners of the Best of Award, Gold Best Garage Company in Northwest Arkansas, and also winners of the River Valley Precision Overhead Door.
Hey River Valley, this is Caleb DeWitt with Carco Auto Sales. As many of you know, parts of Fort Smith and Van Buren were recently affected by a hailstorm, and our lot was no exception. Our inventory may have received minor hail damage, but with that comes a major discount. Choose from late model cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs, all with thousands off the original price tag. Make the short drive to 2810 Midland Boulevard in Fort Smith or visit us online at www.buyfromcarco.com.
Here's to you and yours from your friends at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. Hey, warmer weather is with us, and that means fun in the outdoors. Whether you're in the boat, onshore enjoying a picnic, or attending a family celebration, In Good Spirits can provide you with the tastiest adult beverages in town. And don't forget to treat yourself as you listen to the game. In Good Spirits, Highway 71 South across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
I've got a song, I ain't got no melody. I'm gonna sing it to my friends. I've got a song, I ain't got no melody. I'm gonna sing it to my friends. When I go round in circles, when they fly high like a bird up in the sky. When they go round in circles, when they fly high like a bird up in the sky. I've got a story, ain't got no moral. Let the bad guy win every once in a while. I've got a story, ain't got no moral. Let the bad guy win every once in a while. When they go round in circles.
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. Now back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
I'd say this is a good day for it. Today is National Ice Cream Soda Day. Everybody can get with an ice cream soda, right? Unless you're lactose intolerant, then there's a special ice cream for you. You can do it with a diet soda. I mean, it doesn't quite taste the same.
They
but
make
it
diet
works.
A&W root beer.
They do. They make diet every kind of soda. I can always do. I've already gone through the ice cream soda thing with you guys in Hoover, but I can come up with some good ones here. Chocolate and Coca-Cola. Have you ever had those ones mixed
Never
together?
done that
Chocolate?
before. I've never made a float with chocolate ice cream.
No.
Chocolate and Coca-Cola works. Chocolate and Dr. Pepper works. So does vanilla and grape and Welch's grape. Strawberry and Sprite is a great
You're
combination.
saying vanilla ice cream and grape juice?
Grape soda.
No, grape soda. Welch's
I'm
grape
sorry.
soda.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
They make a juice and a soda. And I think any one of these will work. Everybody wants to do
You
the
do it
vanilla
with-
Sun-Kissed or the root beer float.
Yeah, because you need the
Just get
carbonation.
aggressive.
I love how it kind of freezes a little bit on the ice cream and gets a little crunchy.
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like a White Russian. You just get your Kahlua, your vodka, and your half and half, and there's your ice cream soda for adults, you know. But you can get the hard root beer like at the Aldi's store. I know they'll have seasonal stuff, and then you get that just very regular vanilla bean, double churned, and man.
Would you put a scoop of ice cream in a beer?
Now that I've not done. I've heard
I've seen people do it.
That doesn't even sound right.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Now you could. No, I know you like a Guinness. I could see that working with a Guinness.
Guinness is where it's at. You got a Guinness and a hook of Jameson, and there you go. Where are we going?
Well, I've invented a brand new one. I went back and looked at some old-fashioned sodas. There was a soda back in the day brought out by the Royal Crown Company called Kick in the 60s. It had a little mule on the front. Kind of looks like a donkey. I don't know what the flavor is, but I think if you mix together orange sherbet with a Kick soda, probably would be pretty good. And you name it the Donkey Punch.
Sherbet and Sprite.
What?
Yeah.
All of these things
Sounds
can work together.
Delicious.
Sounds really good. I might give one a try. If anybody can find Kick soda anywhere.
And it's not outdated.
I'd never heard of it before. Yeah, probably the only can that's still around is
You know
from
that big
1969.
red that kind of tastes like a bubble gum a little bit? You could do that with some vanilla as well.
See,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be vanilla and root beer. Give yourself a chocolate Coca-Cola swirl later on today. And maybe a glass of Donkey Punch and we'll all be happy. 877-377-6963. Third hour of halftime coming up next.
State sales tax paid on every pre-owned vehicle on the lot, now through the end of the month at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. You heard right. State sales tax paid on pre-owned vehicles at Harry Robinson. You'll save hundreds, even thousands, with sales tax paid. This sale does not apply to previously negotiated deals. Don't miss your chance to get your state sales tax paid now through the end of the month on every pre-owned vehicle on the lot. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 at Fort Smith.
Call in the Hogs with your closest friends after a big touchdown.
Touchdown, Arkansas!
The tailgating scene in a fall afternoon. The buzz around town on a football weekend. These are all the things you love about Saturdays on the Hill, and they're almost here. Experience Razorback football this fall and secure your seats for the great matchups against BYU, Auburn, Mississippi State, and more. Get your season tickets today at ArkansasRazorbacks.com.
The spring allergy and hay fever seasons are here, and Law's Drugstore has what you need to safely take care of you and your family. Law's Drugstore can fill and refill your prescriptions, and they have all of the over-the-counter allergy remedies to provide comfort. Call 452-6116 and ask about vaccine shot appointment for shingles, pneumonia, COVID, and whooping cough. Law's Drugstore, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind the Outback Steakhouse. Law's Drugstore, open 6 days a week to safely care for you and your family. Watch every Hog game this season at Joe's Grill and Cantina, your home for half-price apps and taps during every Hog game. With TVs all around the restaurant, you'll have a front row seat for all the action. Half-price appetizers like Joe's Sampler Platter, Ballpark Nachos, 10-layer dip, brisket nachos, and Mexican pizza. And ask about Joe's tailgate packages to make your football experience even better in the comfort of your home. Half-price apps and taps for every Hog game at Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
This 4th of July, prepare yourself for the coming boom. The Greenwood A&P Commission presents Freedom Fest 2023. All day, the Greenwood Town Square will be filled with food and craft vendors, kids activities, and live music featuring NBC's The Voice finalists, the Swan Brothers. Then at dusk, sit back for the largest fireworks show in the River Valley. You won't believe your eyes or ears. Celebrate our nation's birthday at Freedom Fest in Greenwood, Arkansas, where it feels like home.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, we do have an area of high pressure in place, giving us some very quiet weather again. Lots of sunshine, or high upper 80s north, low 90s south. Clear through the night, and lows are from the mid to upper 60s. And we're hitting the mid to upper 80s with mainly dry weather tomorrow, maintaining the dry weather for Thursday and for Friday, too. I'm Jennifer Naramore with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
When it comes to your auto repairs, call W&W Automotive at 242-1600.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 74 days.
Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that doesn't respect you.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
Don't ask me if I'm all right. Joaquin said dominate, and we not doing it.
We're going to go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Matt Jones may take it to the house and the dunk.
You said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Phil Olsen and Matt Jones. Produced by Matt Travis.
Hold the rope! Hold the rope! Hold the rope! I'm putting my heart up. Let's go, man!
Probably as frustrated as I've been the first half.
Do we believe?
Second half, very happy.
Is vintage Matt Jones. Hold the rope! Hold the rope! Hold the rope! 1, 3! 1, 2, 3! Turn that down, Drew
Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
All right, it's time for me to check out for this last hour because the College World Series is getting started again. TCU and Oral Roberts to start Elimination Tuesday. Two teams are going home. There will be hugs on the field after both games, and there'll be some celebratory hugs. There are going to be a lot of tears and a lot of sad faces because great seasons do come to an end today. TCU and ORU right, I think about 5 minutes from now, and then you got LSU and Tennessee in another marquee battle at 6 o'clock. I don't know if the starting pitchers have been announced for those games, but I would know that for Tennessee, they're going to go with Drew Beam, a legit starting pitcher who's pitched incredibly well of late, through 6 scoreless against Southern Miss in the Super Regional. For LSU, take your pick. They're out of starting pitching, I think, by having Skeens throw on Saturday, and then they used Ty Floyd and Thatcher Hurd yesterday. They really did put a premium on winning yesterday's game and trying to go 2-0, because if they did that, then they might have a chance they'd have plenty of rest. I don't think they would be able to throw Skeens on Thursday, but potentially on well, not tomorrow, but they may potentially be able to throw him on Thursday, though. I wonder if you do something like that to a kid who's potentially going to be the first overall pick in about a month. 877-377-6963 to get with us on halftime as we move into our third and final hour today. It's all about the team that's got the most pitching depth. And, Matt, when I look at the LSU stat sheet, they do have other guys that have made starts. But none of them have been really any good. So this is a Johnny bullpen kind of a day for LSU. And for Tennessee, the question will be, can you win a game where Chase Burns isn't going to be pitching? And although Beam has been good, I doubt he can hold LSU down for very long. Tennessee's going to have to get out and score some runs. And I think they will, because I don't think LSU is going to be able to stop them much today.
Do they have a regulated pitch count as far as for the NCAA? Now, I know each team goes by it a certain way, what they want to do, but to protect these kids, is there a number? They don't have that. That's not there, so he can come back and pitch whenever. Okay.
It's all a matter of what the coaches – well, I mean, I wouldn't say what the coaches want to do because it's a process between – I mean, Dave Van Horn will say – he wants to pitch. They'll think about it and then maybe throw him out there. I mean, that's what we saw with Kevin Kopps a lot. And people were critical towards the Arkansas coaching staff, thinking that they overused Kevin or abused him. I didn't think they did, and never looked like they did at all. And truthfully, he hasn't had an injury since he pitched at Arkansas, so that had nothing to do with it. For Skeens, I don't know. I mean, what did he throw? He threw over 100 pitches on Saturday. You can't do that to him, and a lot of times
he needs 5 days at least.
Part of the conversation is, what is the future like for this pitcher? I've heard people talk about the, Charlie Boyce, who threw, I don't remember how many pitches it was or the innings, but he threw, I think it was 2 games the same day in a regional, couple back in 2004, I think it was.
Yeah.
But he didn't really have like that pedigree that he was going to have a lengthy pro career. I mean, Skeens is a pitcher that is maybe the 1-1 pick, And
he's Justin Verlander up there, huh? Like he's a big, tall, just flamethrower. And I went to school with Charlie Boyce, and so he's a good dude. Yeah. Him and Clint Brandon, some of those baseball players on that 04 team. Yeah.
I think Clint might have texted in earlier today. I'm just guessing. We had a Clint text in talking about him and Woods. We're middle infielders. Maybe that's the same guy.
Speaking of golf, me and Clint Brandon, we went to Lost Springs to play golf. This is after like my freshman or sophomore year. I had to do a negative only workout, right? So
what does that mean?
So negative. So when you push weights, you're pushing weight up. Everything you're doing is your force is pushing up. You're pulling up. You're lifting up. So what you do is you start in that up position, and they count it down to 4, and you come down. So that's
when the arms start shaking on the downward.
Absolutely ridiculous. Like it's one of those days where if they say, hey, you can skip this day, it's like nobody wants to go. Like you're sore. That's the point of the point was I was so sore after that workout. We got out to the golf course. I couldn't even lift up my arms. We left. We couldn't even play. I was like, yeah, let's go golf after my workout. We get up there and we drive all the way up there. I was like, yeah, couldn't even swing a club. But yeah, it's good dude.
Kevin in Prairie Grove texted in. Said Charlie Boyce threw 205 pitches Friday night and Sunday night. Wow. So a day of rest, 205 pitches. I've never heard of anything quite like that.
That's iron. There should be an award after him for that right there. That's pretty. Yeah. Did they win both games?
I believe they did.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean, it's the stuff legends can be made of sometimes. But I don't think LSU will ride Skeens as a starter. Like maybe if they need it, see, here's the thing. You got to win today. Then you got to beat the rested team tomorrow, and then you got to do it again on Thursday. So you got to win 3 games. So even if they can use Skeens the last day of the semifinals, you still have to get there.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah. LSU does not have the pitching for this. I really don't think they have anything close to the pitching for this. Like they have an immense amount of talent. And they do have 3 pitchers who have been pretty good this year, including one in Skeens who's been a world beater.
Is it a deal where Phil, when we were watching the Razorback football team last year, it was like, well, this offense is going to have to score 30 if we're going to have to win. Yeah. So if you're at LSU, they're going to have to score 10 runs. They're going to have to get the bats are really going to have to be hot if they're going to have a chance.
That I do feel a little bit like that. It was like that same on that Monday where Arkansas played against TCU and had to win 2 games, and it's like, wow, if they win the first game, I don't know who's going to pitch the second. Nobody knew who was going to pitch the second game. I think that's the exact thing that LSU was dealing with. I mean, their big Achilles heel this year has had nothing to do with their lineup. It's had everything to do with their bullpen and depth of starting pitching at times. They found starters. Hurd turned into a good starter. Ty Floyd, he was great yesterday. But they haven't had a great back of the bullpen, so they're going to end up relying on pitch. This is what you need at a moment like this. You need somebody who hasn't been good to have the best game of his season.
Zach Morris, somebody has to step up that's not used to it. The moment's not too big. Go out there and give them 3 or 4 innings and get lucky. And did the pitchers hit in the College World Series? There's no pitchers hitting. Yeah.
No, and for ORU and TCU, I wonder, it's like – ORU has worn this Cinderella slipper so wonderfully. I mean, they even in a loss the other day to Florida, they put a scare into the Gators, a real scare into the Gators. And I don't know enough about Oral Roberts pitching. They have the kind of depth of starting pitching to do very well in the Summit and to win a super regional. They didn't have to necessarily test that pitching all that much in the regional because they went 3-0. But in the super to win 2 out of 3, I think that tested their 3rd starter. So they've got enough starters. I just don't know how good they are. But they probably have to pitch a little bit above their belt. I don't mean physically above the belt, but sort of a little better than what their stuff would usually show. And I think TCU has not been on fire in this College World Series. But we've seen them. It's a really difficult lineup to make it through. So I'd be really surprised if Oral Roberts is able to pull this one off. Either one of these teams, I don't think beats Florida 2 in a row. I think the Gators are going to head into the College World Series Championship Series. And, they very well could end up being the team that goes 3-0 here in this round and is so well rested that they can go out and maybe throw one of their better pitchers like a Brandon Sproat when the championship series starts on Saturday. 877-377-6963 for thoughts on this.
It has a little bit of a March Madness feel. Baseball's so different, Phil, and I'm just becoming a little more aware of it just doing the show with you. But there's even a basketball feel. You know, Nick Smith gets hurt and he can't go. It's kind of like your pitcher played the game before, then all of a sudden you just got to have somebody else has to step up. You have your position players out there, but and then what Dudley was saying, 11.7 scholarships. That doesn't just seem enough to have enough pitchers even available that are quality to be able to go out there.
But they are. I mean, that's the thing. You get kids that come on campus that get a quarter scholarship, and that might have been the best that they could get. It is an outlier of a sport because of the number of players on the roster and the number of scholarships available. And really all NIL does is supplement the scholarships, the little amount of scholarships that a lot of these kids get.
It's like
some of them get nothing and show up there literally walk-on.
We have our best receiver or our best running back, and he balls out in the SEC championship game. It's like, well, you can't play next week, though. You know, you're not going to be. It has a lot of that feel to it, where these guys can play, and then the game comes back around so quick that your best players aren't out there deciding it.
Well, you know, a lot of this has to do with that football gets so many scholarships. Title IX decides this. You know, I mean, there's only so many scholarships left over for male sports. When how many of them? 75 of them or something go to football. I mean, that's why there isn't a lot of men's soccer. There is no men's soccer in the SEC. There's only women's soccer, and I'm not saying that. I don't mean that in any accusatory tone. That's just the lay of the land of how it operates. So when people that are attached to baseball say, well, what do we do about 11.7? This is miserable. It's embarrassing. It's terrible. How can you do this to the sport? It's like, all right, well, how are you gonna change it? What sport gets eliminated or loses scholarships? Because football's not losing
So
scholarships.
you can have more than 11.7? And see, when you had Connor Nolan, and I guess I should ask Dudley this, that's, you know, if you're getting a guy and he plays football, so that first year he's on a full football scholarship and he's playing baseball, because whenever I played basketball, I was on a scholarship. You don't count as a scholarship. So how much does that happen where you're like, hey, man, if this guy can go play a little football, and then it's that like a bonus scholarship?
It's different school. I've only seen one guy at Arkansas in my time that's been a baseball football guy, and it's been Connor Nolan. And then eventually, you know, he quit the football team.
Right.
Went right into baseball. And I think that was the right move for him.
I wonder if he got to stay on, how long he got to stay on football scholarship. You know, just if it was just that first year or how that all worked out.
I don't remember exactly what it was. But yeah, I mean, baseball is the outliers as far as that's concerned. But you do have a change as far as baseball is concerned in what is it? 11 days or so. July 1st, you finally get another paid assistant coach, which means Bobby Warnes will no longer be a volunteer and will be a real, like he has been. I mean, he's been a real assistant coach. He's had the word volunteer in front of him, which is, how can you use the term volunteer when they bust their ass exactly like that and still get paid through camps? But man, it's finally, it is a little bit of an opening to finally get another paid assistant coach across the landscape of college baseball. And maybe not every team will use it. Just like not every team, Matt, and this is amazing to think about. You get 11.7 scholarships for baseball. Not every team uses all of them. You know, some teams, like in the MAC, you know, they might have 5 scholarships for baseball, and that's it.
Yeah.
So I mean, then they're all Division I, right? So it's all equal. It's all the same level, huh? Yeah. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. All right, let's break. I want to remind you that July 4th is coming up. Get over to our website, hitthatline.com, and enter to win $1,000 wholesale of fireworks thanks to USA Fireworks. Now, that's $1,000 wholesale, but it's $2,000 retail. I mean, you're going to get a ton of them. And everybody on the cul-de-sac and in the neighborhood is going to enjoy this, and you get to be the hero. USA Fireworks can make that happen by entering our USA Fireworks Bang-In' Giveaway at hitthatline.com/USA Fireworks. Just a couple of pieces of information to enter on the page, and you are entered just like that. That's USA Fireworks, online, usafireworks.org, and halftime is back right after this.
USA Fireworks Bang and Giveaway yet? Go to hitthatline.com/USA Fireworks and enter for your chance to win a $2,000 fireworks show.
Hey, it's former Hog James Teague.
I think it's difficult sometimes for coaches or athletic trainers to know initially if there's just something wrong with an arm because of the soreness.
There's very few days where your arm feels 100%. Most days you're a little bit sore, you're kind of recovering, but I would say most of the time when I was getting loose, I was a little bit sore. You kind of work through the soreness, you flush it out, you get hot, and you're ready to go.
Tune in every Friday as James Teague with the Teague Law Firm hops on at halftime to let us know what's going down on the diamond.
State sales tax paid on every pre-owned vehicle on the lot, now through the end of the month at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. You heard right. State sales tax paid on pre-owned vehicles at Harry Robinson. You'll save hundreds, even thousands, with sales tax paid. This sale does not apply to previously negotiated deals. Don't miss your chance to get your state sales tax paid now through the end of the month on every pre-owned vehicle on the lot. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 at Fort Smith.
What makes a meal magical? Maybe it's coming home to smiling faces and the aroma of the grill. Maybe magic is the moment you finally get the secret ingredient to Mom's signature mac and cheese. Who knows, magic might just be as simple as meeting up with a friend to share a number 2 with fries and extra ketchup. One thing's for certain, magic shouldn't be hard because it's everywhere. All it takes is mixing the right ingredients, good company, great food, and ice-cold Coca-Cola. And then, voila, you'll have a recipe for magic.
Summer is finally here, and with it comes the heat. Don't get caught off guard with a broken AC unit. Upgrade now with Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric to ensure a comfortable and cool summer. Get a new AC system before June 30th, and you'll receive a free duct cleaning or indoor air quality upgrade. That's right, free. That's a value of over $1,000.
Thank you for choosing Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. We'll take care of everything so you can enjoy a worry-free summer.
Upgrade your AC today and get a free duct cleaning or indoor air quality upgrade. Offer ends June 30th. Schedule now at gopascal.com.
This 4th of July, prepare yourself for the coming boom. The Greenwood A&P Commission presents Freedom Fest 2023. All day, the Greenwood Town Square will be filled with food and craft vendors, kids' activities, and live music featuring NBC's The Voice finalists, the Swan Brothers. Then at dusk, sit back for the largest fireworks show in the River Valley. You won't believe your eyes or ears. Celebrate our nation's birthday at Freedom Fest in Greenwood, Arkansas, where it feels like home.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters, and that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills.
Office in Midtown Little Rock, 415 North McKinley Street, Suite 310, Little Rock, Arkansas, 72205. Gianna, Missouri, licensed in Arkansas. CordellCordell.com.
How do I drive more traffic to my website? How do I increase my Google rankings? If these are just a few of the questions you have for your business, then we should talk. In addition to sports radio marketing, ESPN Arkansas can help your business be found online. From website design to geo-targeted campaigns, search engine marketing, social media management, streaming video campaigns, and much more. ESPN Arkansas is your digital marketing partner. Go to ESPNArkansasDigital.com for your free digital marketing audit, or email us at sales@hitthatline.com to schedule an appointment.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
To the counter, what you got to offer? Pick you out a soda, look at you forever. Take you to the water, rise like a casino. It ain't bone typical. Find a piece of silver, pretty as a diagram. Go down to the Rio, put it in my left hand. Put it in a fruit machine. Everyone's a winner, laughing like a seagull. You are fever, you are fever. You ain't born typical. You are fever, you ain't born
reciprocal. Find halftime on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Now back to the hosts. Here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
A little while ago, Big Mike in Waldron texted us. He did the math for me on Ellie De La Cruz running to first base. Got on my notes here on the feet per second, because I want to remember this. He's running 31.2 feet per second, and that is 21.2 miles per hour.
I was going to say, I think Olympic, like track is 25, 26 miles an hour, so 21, that's getting it. That's track speed's a different, we all know that's a totally different speed, so yeah, that's getting it.
Google tells me Usain Bolt's top speed is 27.33 miles per hour.
If you can go 26.
But that was 60 to 80 meters into the race. So Ellie De La Cruz is getting to 21.2. I don't know exactly where it is on the baseline, but that's only a 90-foot baseline. Wow.
That's still getting it right there.
That is amazing. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody run that fast before. Pilot Mike is right. Florida does not use a designated hitter when Caglione pitches, because they'll use him as a hitter too. Did you see Caglione the other day when Florida was in the midst of beating ORU? They had him go out to the bullpen to start warming up, thinking they might need. Now he's been a starting pitcher. He hasn't pitched in relief this year, so every time he's warming up for a game, it's before the game. So now they have him warming up in the bullpen in order to potentially have to come in and pitch a little bit the next inning. He never did pitch, but he had to come out of the bullpen because he was 2 batters away from hitting. And it's actually at Baum Walker, you got the tunnel between the dugout and the bullpen in right field, so you can kind of do it without people seeing, and it can be a little quicker. But from Omaha, it's when we're way out in right field. It's in fair territory, so everybody's got to watch him do it, and then he's got to run. Now you're running into the dugout and grabbing a bat and then trying to catch your breath and everything that goes into that. But that was kind of interesting to watch. BH in Clarksville is right. The ump behind home plate last night, questionable strike zone, felt tighter. I know yesterday I was complaining about the largesse of the strike zone over the weekend. Well, yesterday it was maybe about the size of 2 fists. Still didn't lead to a ton of runs, so they still threw enough strikes. So not quite enough. I think I saw somebody had screenshotted live, play-by-play of the game where you could see. Then you watch MLB.com and watch on the MLB app. It'll show you where the pitch comes in. And apparently, there were pitches that were pretty close to being around the middle of the plate that were called a ball. But I'll tell you that the quality of college umpiring is not always the best. I hate to say that out loud and publicly, but I know I've said it before. And I think the plate umpiring for this College World Series has been abysmal, and yesterday was part of that. The other thing we learned yesterday, Matt, is that Chris Paul found out he was traded from a text message from his son in this deal with the Wizards.
Keep it in the family.
Bradley, yeah, right. Aren't you supposed to find out you're traded through, during the season it would be, somebody calls you over to the coach's office.
You'd think your agent would call you. Yeah.
Or is it supposed to? Would you rather hear you're traded from your agent or the guy who actually did the trading, the general manager?
Yeah, your agent is supposed to be on your side because it is a business. It is they don't care. In American sports, they're so much different than European sports where we pay the aging star to stay around and to play. Chris Paul he's a shell of himself for the last 4 years. He's not any good. Like he's not worth his contract. I get it. He was the president of the Players Union. He's a good dude and all this stuff. But when it comes to actual playing basketball, he can't win you any basketball games anymore. Not at that level. His brain still works very well. He's just athletically he can't do it anymore. And he's getting $27 million, so he's underperforming his contract. But they back end it so much in American sports. It's so crazy. It's like they almost feel. And Chris Paul kind of said this that nothing's owed to you, nothing's given, man. It is a business, and they will drop you and cut you as soon as they can, even if you've given them 4 years of your service and done well and done everything you can. Once it's over with, man, it's over, and every player has to hear that eventually. Same with Draymond Green. Draymond Green just opted out of his contract. He can't play anymore. I mean, can he play and be a shell of himself and go up and down the court?
What is he supposed to be paid? $27 million? Why would you opt out?
I don't know what his deal is.
He's a different kind of a cat.
He is a different cat. I thought he was. He punched his teammate in the face last year, Jordan Poole, during practice. It was wild. But that doesn't mean he's not a talent. Doesn't mean Chris Paul is not a Hall of Famer. I don't know that Draymond Green is. But it gets to the end. He wants a chance to play. He wants to go somewhere. I don't know what he's, unless he's going to re-sign for less money. I don't know. But Chris Paul, he's a guy that I don't know. About 4 years ago, he was getting hurt. It seemed like in the playoffs, the Clippers, and then with the Suns. It's just you can't really rely on him. I just don't think Chris Paul is the guy that you're going to win an NBA title with.
Well, you started talking about European sports, and there's a difference in how players are paid, the reasons they're paid. What happens in European soccer? So
over there, you have your American League, and this is how you see Dominique Wilkins, you saw Allen Iverson, you saw Stephon Marbury, you saw some of these guys go overseas and play basketball, and they're able to compete. It's a young man's game. And so, and it's like that in soccer. If you're not being able to compete at this highest level, there is somebody else there to replace you. Where in American sports, I don't know that the way his mind is, and there's different leagues over there too. You can go to the Italian league; it's more technical. They're not as fast. You're in the German or the English Premier League, man. They're going to hit you. It's physical. You still got to be technical in that.
Heck, we feel that way about college football leagues in the United States.
Right.
Each league does have its own kind of personality.
Their style. Yeah, they do. You can tell, like, the Big Ten's a little different than the Big 12, than the Pac-12 to the SEC. And that's why you have the Champions League. That's all of it. So it's real similar to where you take the best. The Champions League would be like you take the best 4 teams at the end of the year in the SEC. You take the best 4 teams in the Big 10. You take the best 4 teams of the Big 12. And then you might have one at-large bid if they were able to do good, and then they play a tournament. And that's where you're getting the best of the best of the best. And you have to finish first or second in your conference. Like the Premier League gets 4 guaranteed. So if you don't finish in the top 4, you don't get to go over there and play.
Well, I wonder about, though, why would an executive or an agent not communicate this to Chris Paul? Or are they, in today's
well, it's not done yet either.
Well, sure, it's not done, but nobody said to him, we're working on this, or this is about to happen. It all got publicized.
Well, he might be on vacation.
He was left in the dark, kind of like Greg Norman from this whole Live Golf thing.
Well, he might be on holiday right now. You wonder... You wonder the communication with the agent, and you would think so. I think it's hard, man. I think it's hard for some of these players when the time's up, and it's the only thing you know. A lot of these guys, what are they going to do? And they've made a lot of money. They can do whatever they want, but it's still hard. And the thing is, your body slows down, but your mind's the same, and you've seen it all, and you can see, what to do. You just can't actually do it anymore.
When I worked at the Travelers, one of the jobs I had was keeping track of the roster, which – good luck doing that in the minor leagues. There were years we had a transaction per day, and there were other days where we had 7 or 8 transactions. And every year I worked there, the Angels were the affiliate, and they were they didn't even want players to know that they were promoted or demoted unless it came from the manager. Mm-hmm. Like, I wasn't allowed to tweet it until I heard from the skipper. They didn't even want me to send other rosters to the other teams in the league, which was accepted protocol, because they were afraid it would get back to the kid and he'd find out in a way they didn't want him to find out, that he was going to AAA or going back to single A or released.
It'd be like if your wife got pregnant and she didn't tell you she was pregnant. You had to hear it from somebody else. You're like, whoa, hang on. Or she tells everybody else and then doesn't tell you. It's like, yeah, everybody else knows, but you don't know. Yeah.
No, it's like, if you don't know what's for dinner until somebody puts it in front of you, that's a little bit different. major life moments, not decisions, because this is not a decision that Chris Paul is making. It's being made for him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, by the way, yeah, we're gonna trade you across the country, and then they're probably gonna try to trade you somewhere else. So good luck.
And he never won a title. And if you remember, he was going to get traded to the Lakers with Kobe was there, and they were going to trade Lamar Odom. And the commissioner vetoed that trade, like didn't let it happen. He was in New Orleans, and he had to go to the Clippers, which I don't know if they vetoed a trade since or while that happened, but that was never the same after that.
You don't hear about a lot of vetoed trades.
Mm-hmm.
There were vetoed trades in the 70s in baseball.
Now Lamar Odom has a rehab facility. That's how hard he took it. You know, he went the other way. Yeah.
877-377-6963 if you want to get with us on that or anything else. And we are into the home stretch in just a moment, so let's break. And hey, a couple of days I'm going to be with you guys in our headquarters of ESPN Arkansas. HitThatLine.com.
We got to get the Fish City on Thursday since Fish City Phil's coming in.
We do. We need to get the Fish City Grill going for Thursday. So let's make a note, not do that tomorrow, so that I'm not just angry watching you guys eat great food. And then on Friday, Matt Jones and I are at the Branson Landing. We're going to be talking to racers and other members of boat crews for the Formula 2 and Formula Lights Powerboat Nationals Grand Prix of Missouri. Takes place this weekend at the Branson Landing on Lake Taneycomo. That's Saturday and Sunday in Branson. And Matt and I are there on Friday, 11 to 2 at the Branson Landing for a live edition of Halftime. We will shake hands. We will kiss babies. We will talk sports on and off the air. And it'll be a lot of fun. Weather looks like it's going to be great. You can go to explorebranson.com to learn more about Powerboat Nationals Grand Prix of Missouri. Formula 2 and Formula Lights races. Sounds like a ton of fun. Meanwhile, we're in the home stretch, and Halftime is back after this.
Tommy Smith for Bet Saracen.
Hey, if you're like me and enjoy putting a little something on your favorite sporting event, then get Bet Saracen. Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 sports betting app. Download the app or go to BetSaracen.com. Oh, and by the way, I finally upgraded my 20-year-old flip phone so I can actually play too.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with.
Video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Are you ready to give your family the best 4th of July experience yet? USA Fireworks wants to make that happen with the USA Fireworks Bangin' Giveaway. USA Fireworks has helped Arkansans more than 30 years. Go to hitthatline.com/USA Fireworks and enter for your chance to win a fireworks show worth $2,000 retail. Again, hitthatline.com/USA Fireworks. For more information about wholesale prices, go to usafireworks.org.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Rockwell and Orwell are both known for their work from 1984. It's no conspiracy that somebody's watching me, because the terms and agreements that no one reads is the reason there's no privacy. Big Tech is tracking every move you make and is starting to control society and how you participate. Absolute power corrupts absolutely, and Revelation 13 describes a mark for those who fall for this utopian dream. I'm Pastor Eve from Woodland. Read about it.
BetOnline is your #1 source for all your championship finals info, stats, news, and scores. Get the latest odds and the latest matchup reports for this year's NBA and Stanley Cup Finals. BetOnline is your sports intel headquarters this season, as we have you covered for all your insider sports wagering needs, from baseball and hockey to MLB, UFC, and boxing. The fastest and easiest way to get all your betting info, including live betting options and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your home. Get in the action today. Head over to our website or use your mobile device to join, and be sure to use our promo code BELIEVE to receive 50% bonus on your first deposit. That's BLEAV. Bet online, where the game starts.
Looking for an African adventure without the hassle of planning? Kruger Safari Club has got you covered. Our custom hunting and safari packages take care of everything from transportation to accommodations, so you can focus on enjoying the experience of a lifetime. With our team's extensive knowledge of the best hunting and safari spots in South Africa, Mozambique, and Zimbabwe, you'll have access to some of the most breathtaking views and exciting game hunting opportunities on the planet. And with our commitment to ethical hunting and giving back to the local community, you'll know that your trip with us is making a positive impact. Book your trip now and let us take care of the rest. Find out more at KrugerSafariClub.com.
Are you looking for the best Razorbacks insight and analysis?
Hell yes.
How about listening to an Arkansas football legend?
Matt Jones, all he does is make big plays.
What's the voice of the Hogs have to say?
Hey, what a great crowd last night.
Don't forget about the Omahogs.
The Hogs are going to Omaha.
Matt Jones, Chuck Barrett, and Phil Elson, the best in the business, on the Hit That Line Podcast Network. Go to hitthatline.com or search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and share.
This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Are you ready to give your family the best 4th of July experience yet? USA Fireworks wants to make that happen with the USA Fireworks Bangin' Giveaway. USA Fireworks has helped Arkansans more than 30 years. Go to hitthatline.com/USA Fireworks and enter for your chance to win a fireworks show worth $2,000 retail. Again, hitthatline.com/USA Fireworks. For more information about wholesale prices, go to usafireworks.org.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential.
Oral Roberts 1-0 bottom of the second inning in the first of two on Elimination Tuesday in the College World Series. And just wanted to update everybody on that. Matt Jones, your boy, makes his Inter-Miami debut in a month, July 21st.
Man, you got
Do I need to tune into this? Do I need to get my Apple MLS Super Pass? So I can give him some more money and watch him?
No.
Okay.
It's very minor league soccer in the States. There's nothing. You're not missing anything. Now, Messi's Michael Jordan. There's no question about that. And then so he kind of has that LeBron feel where they came up in academy. So some of his buddies, they came up playing soccer from 12, 13, 14. Now they're not as good as LeBron, just like they're not as good as Messi. But you got Sergio Busquets, who's a midfielder. He's OG, man. He's really good. And then Jordi Alba, he's a defensive winger. He's okay, fast, but he's lucky to. I mean, they'd be America's best players. All these guys, like they would start for America for sure. But it's like we talked about with Stephon Marbury. Dominique Wilkins went over to France or Italy and won a championship because he never could win one in the States. And Messi's accomplished everything. But that's kind of what it is. Beckham was there and they're buddies. And Messi has that LeBron James feel to him where he's made enough money. He's going to have enough money. But Ronaldo's a solo act. He's a solo project. He's going to go to Saudi Arabia, and it's all about him. Messi's more of a, man, I want to do it with my buddies. Hey, it's friends. We're all kind of in this together.
It also has a little bit of a grow the game feel.
Absolutely.
Like in a market that it's certainly growing. I mean, that's why MLS is giving a portion of their TV money or whatever you want to call it coming from Apple directly to him. I've never heard of anything like that before. I mean, it's a team effort to bring this player over to the United States to grow a sport that's really growing in leaps and bounds to the point where so I've always been pushing the idea that the athletic subscription is worth its $60 or whatever it is now because they have a lot of local writers doing great work on the local teams. Well, they've changed their approach and fired a bunch of people that had local beats. They're going a little more national on a lot of things. And they said in the statement about why the New York Times that owns The Athletic was making this change was that nationally, most people that are clicking on their stories are clicking on NFL and English Premier League stories.
The Premier League's OG, man. Declan Rice, he's at West Ham. He's one of the best midfielders, young midfielders in the game, number 41, Dirk Nowitzki. He's being courted by Arsenal, and they've already offered $100 million for him. And then you got Jude Bellingham, who's at Dortmund. He's a midfielder as well, English, and he's going to Real Madrid. So England, the next World Cup, man, they're going to have some star power. Last year they had the last time they had Jordan Henderson and Eric Dyer in the midfield. You're not beating anybody with those guys. Those are defensive guys that are almost center backs. So they're actually getting some creative guys. And to win soccer, you got to have midfield play. That's the quarterback. Your midfielders kind of know where everybody is and what's going on. So that's a big move. If Declan Rice, $100 million man.
But really, it's like for all these years that I've been alive, I've been told since I was 7, this is the next big thing.
It's a retirement
about
league.
To take over the country.
So you remember when they had the All-Star basketball game and they'd bring out all the old pros and they'd play like the day before the game? That's what MLS is. It's not. They're not the best. Sebastian Giovinco 2 World Cups ago won MLS Player of the Year. Was clearly the best player in the MLS. The Italian coach said, "We don't take people from ragtag leagues. You've got to play in an A+ league. They're not. It's not a Power 5. It's Oral Roberts is what I'm saying. MLS is. There's not a Florida State. There's not a Miami. There's not a Alabama. That's Real Madrid. These are the big leagues. It's still okay, but it's not. They're not good enough. They're not very. They're just a retirement league.
I'm seeing also. I mean, they're going to have it. They're increasing Inter Miami, increasing the capacity of their stadium to 22,000. That does not. 22,000 to me does not sound like the kind of thing that millions and millions of people are interested in. Usually that's going to be reserved for something like for soccer, I would expect something like 50,000 seats.
No, even over there, Phil, and I don't know if it's just because a lot of these stadiums were built before World War II, and then some of them they've redone some stadiums, but a lot of these stadiums, it'll be 27,000, 35. I mean, you got to think in England in the Premier League, it's like the landmass would be like Mississippi, so you got all these teams in there. They don't have enough. They have the one big stadium or whatever, but every little village, every little town has their stadium and what they do. Elton John likes Watford. The dude from Zeppelin likes the Wolverhampton Wolves. Jimmy Page, he's a Wolverhampton Wolves fan. Oasis, he's Man City fan. The Beatles, Liverpool. John Oliver's a Liverpool fan. Steve Nash is a Tottenham Spur fan. So you got. It's pretty cool how it's all set up.
Is there that interest in Europe in the NFL?
Absolutely. Yeah. I think that's the market, and you see that you see that happening. More games are going to be played in England, and they had the German. I think you could still have the minor league, the USFL in Germany. I think the Germans go crazy for football, for American football.
That would kind of make sense. And they've tried. I don't remember was the European League
in the 90s.
Was that a spring or a fall thing?
I think it was a spring because it was developmental league still, where they were still able to be associated and have their ties or have their rights. It wasn't like the CFL, where if you sign a contract in the CFL, you're contractually obligated for the 365 days. You can't go play for anybody else or any other league.
There's an baseball is going international into London later on this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. The Cardinals and the Cubs are playing a 2-game series in London.
Is the O2 Arena? Wonder where they're playing.
At London Stadium.
London Stadium, yeah. That's their, yeah.
And then really, that looks to me more like a cricket facility.
That stadium that can do anything there. They can configure it any way. Yeah.
I just wonder, like, if you when EPL teams come over here,
so when they come over here, it's a preseason game. It's like if you're watching an NFL, like the backup quarterback's going to play, the backup right tackle is going to get, the star power. They don't necessarily play with the same intensity that you're going to have when they come over here.
Looking for tickets right now in case you're interested. You want to go out to London, watch the Cardinals and Cubs sometime this weekend?
Absolutely, and then we'll go to the World Cup in America in a couple years.
Cost you a cool 91 pounds.
Oh, yeah. I got $115. It's about $115 or so, $120, yeah.
For my Cubs tickets, I got tickets to take the kids to see the
$47.
Cubs and Red Sox. No, it was in the 80s.
Okay, well, yeah.
I think the cheapest seats were in the 70s.
Yeah.
For Wrigley Field.
That's going to be fun. When is that? That's going to be awesome.
That's
coming up
in a month. Might be the same day Messi makes his debut with Inter Miami. So see, I've got an excuse not to watch, other than you told me it's minor league soccer.
So you see where the number 10 there, so they're going to give it. So the number 10 in soccer is, I don't know how to explain it in American sports because I don't think we have one. I don't think we have a number that it's like, man, the best player, the most, that whatever. That's number 10 in soccer. That's how it is. Be like 23 for Jordan, if you were to say, but there's no number that has that feel in American sports. So Messi, number 10. Usually, if you're number 10 on a soccer team, you're OG. You're pretty good.
I think 99 for hockey. I just wonder how many. Because that was Gretzky.
Yeah.
Like how many other players would be gutsy enough?
But see, that's what I
say. I want 99.
That's
give it to me.
See, that's what I mean. Was it Mario Lemieux 87 or is that Sid the Kid?
Well, Lemieux is 66.
66.
No, actually, now I'm seeing here. I didn't even realize this. The NHL retired number 99, so you can't even wear it.
There you go.
It's illegal to wear 99 in the NHL because of Gretzky. That's I think how many other players have had their number retired?
Jackie
by an
Robinson.
League?
Can you be 42
did.
in baseball?
No.
Yeah.
No. The last player that was allowed to wear 42 was Mariano Rivera. He was grandfathered in.
Yeah, he wasn't he? No, and they retired that too. I guess. Yeah.
And then there are even some teams that don't even do retired number things. But now in college basketball, it's time to start doing it. Now that you can have numbers 0 through 99.
I've always thought you should have a ring of honor. You should have some type of way to commemorate. But I don't think they shouldn't deny a player a number. I think players should be an honor. It should be a tribute. It should be pretty cool to see your number still out there. And it's not your number, it's everybody's. So I've never really been a fan of retiring jerseys. But you can say, hey, this is the number Kobe. This was 8. This was 24. Whatever. This is Shaq. This is Jordan. He's in our ring of honor. Absolutely.
I got a number. One more break. We got to take that in a moment, and we'll wrap things up. Halftime brought to you by Roller Funeral Homes. You have voted them best of the best. 23 consecutive years in the Democrat Gazette readership poll. Generations of families recognize the Roller difference. When they call on Roller, you will receive all their respect. Roller Funeral Homes for 3 generations. Their family serving yours. Stay with us. We'll wrap up halftime next.
Enhancing corporate synergy. Transitioning a company by awareness of functionality. Promoting viability. Providing our supply chain with diversity. We will distill our identity through
Are you ready to give your family the best 4th of July experience yet? USA Fireworks wants to make that happen with the USA Fireworks Bangin' Giveaway. USA Fireworks has helped Arkansans more than 30 years. Go to hitthatline.com/USA Fireworks and enter for your chance to win a fireworks show worth $2,000 retail. Again, hitthatline.com/USA Fireworks. For more information about wholesale prices, go to usafireworks.org.
Are you needing new tires? Are you short on cash? Van Alma Tire can help you get back on the road. Come by Van Alma Tire and apply for caffeine. It only takes minutes to get approved, and you can get the tire or the service you need to get your vehicle back on the road. Top-of-the-line tires, brake service, and more. Van Alma Tire is here to help you. Located on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma. Must be 18 or older. Valid ID. Active checking account and income at least $1,000 per month.
Finding your joy in cycling is the main goal at Champion Cycling. Champion Cycling takes pride in helping you find the right bike. Whether it's a road bike, mountain bike, or just a bike for leisure, Champion Cycling has a great selection of bikes, including brands like Specialized Surly and Salsa. Need service or repair? The friendly, professionally trained technicians will assess your bike's needs and provide you with a free, no-obligation estimate. Find your joy in cycling at Champion Cycling, 5500 Mazur Road in Fort Smith.
Why do people love Shamrock Liquor Warehouse? Simple. They've got it all. 70 years in business, 15,000 square feet of choices. They buy in volume so you can save. What else? How about the largest selection of everything? Shamrock's got it. Special orders? Shamrock's got it. Convenient drive-through, open 6 days a week? Shamrock's got it. Need a keg for your party? Shamrock's got it. Load up at Shamrock Liquor Warehouse at the corner of Midland and Riverfront Drive in Fort Smith.
Every time you pick up your vehicle from JD's River Valley Restoration, it's a great experience. Justin Daniels and his team make sure your vehicle is exactly how you want it. And you're not the only one that noticed. JD's River Valley Restoration has been nominated for the best car wash in the River Valley and the best of the best as well. They're trying to win both, so just go to their Facebook page and help them take home both crowns. JD's River Valley Restoration, making new relationships one vehicle at a time.
Looking for a piece of equipment? Head on over to Sharp Equipment today and explore their latest offers and deals as a Wacker Newson dealer and Cinnabogan authorized service provider. Whatever your day brings, whatever job it is you need complete, at Sharp Equipment, they help you move more than just the world. They help you move forward. From excavators to powerful skid steers, Sharps can find the right equipment for your needs. See Sharp Equipment located in Central Hydraulic at 6104 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith, or call 479-242-1406.
At Southern Tire Mart, we look out for you and your vehicle. Come visit us for America's most trusted brands like Michelin Tires and top-of-the-line service. You can depend on Southern Tire Mart and Michelin Tires to keep you rolling. Come see us at Southern Tire Mart, just off I-540 exit 14 in Fort Smith, for Michelin tires that fit your needs and service that cares for you like family.
Attention car shoppers. In the market for a new ride? Look no further than Road Chevrolet Van Buren, your trusted destination for great selection and unbeatable prices. We have dozens of new Chevrolets on the way waiting to land in your driveway. Reserve yours today and don't pay 1 penny over MSRP. Have a car to sell? Road Chevrolet wants to buy your car even if you don't buy from us. Getting a hassle-free appraisal only takes a few minutes. Buying or selling a car doesn't have to be a stressful experience when you deal with the pros at Road Chevrolet Van Buren. Prices you'll love, people you can trust.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
I was working part-time in a 5 and dime. My boss was
Welcome back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Got a question or comment for the guys? Give them a call or send them a text at 877-377-6963. Let's get back to the show with the voice of Arkansas Razorback baseball, Phil Elson, and Razorback football legend Matt Jones.
Well, I'm spoken for pretty much the rest of the day. College World Series baseball and desk building. Remember when I tried to build my son's bed? Pardon me.
IKEA.
Gesundheit.
Unfortunately, it wasn't as good as IKEA. It took because of parts that were broken or missing, that bed took a month and a half to finally finish. I got a desk for each kid. Now that they're in summer camp, and I can, clean out the piles of Q-tips and whatever else is back there. Boy, I wonder what my parents would have found behind my bed at that age. But I can clean that thing out and make some room for desks and make these rooms totally different from the time when the kids left.
Would you ever switch them rooms? Would that be
wouldn't that be funny?
Yeah. Now you're on this side. Yeah.
Gabriel walks into his room and he sees a full-length mirror and
no posters. Yeah, no.
Well, there'll be a B movie poster. For some reason, my daughter's got a
the
B
Jerry
movie poster.
Seinfeld B movie. Oh my goodness, yeah.
It would be interesting if I could cross them up a little bit. So I'm spoken for pretty much for the rest of the day here. I think I might also, if I find time at some point, Matt Jones. Now that I've agreed to play
go to the
golf
range
in this Sports Hall of Fame celebrity thing on Monday, I think I probably need to practice the straight and narrow.
Just get your golf bag, get your golf gloves. Just go out there to the range. Wait till the shade's out there a little bit. Get you 30 minutes in. Don't really don't be crazy, and get you 2 30-minute sessions. You'll be fine to go.
Grip it and rip it, right? Just as hard as you possibly can. Every single swing.
Yeah, grip the club as tight as you can until you get blisters, or you're not doing it right.
Do I have to scream 4 before every swing?
No, you got to scream mashed potato.
Oh, that works too.
Do the twist.
Well, I may ask for a couple of lessons when we're in Branson. So
I'm going to play golf today. I think that's
are?
the plan this afternoon. This, about 5:30 shade golf. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm told by BE it's all in the hips, and that I just need to tap it when I'm up close.
Keep your head down. Let other people watch your ball.
Give it a little tap-taparoo.
Yeah, it seems like it would be easy enough. I appreciate both of you coaching me like that, so I'm sure I won't finish dead last. I'll just finish second to last on Monday. Fun stuff on halftime today. Appreciate Chuck Barrett, Dudley Dawson. And if you missed any of it, the Eastside Liquor Halftime podcast is coming out soon, thanks to Master Matthew Travis. Ruskin and Zach standing by as well. We'll see you tomorrow. For Matt Jones, for Matt Travis, I'm Phil. Get up, get out, and get back.